Hey, everybody, and welcome to the SEAL Podcast, episode number 206 for January the 6th, 2024. I'm your host, Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Dave.
Hello.
And on my right by Neil.
Hello.
Trying to make me say 2025, I think.
No,
it's
the 5th, not the 6th.
What did I say?
The 6th of January the 6th. You said it back to 5.
Days away.
Obviously, you North Americans saying things the wrong way around. That's why you're confused all the time.
I'm always confused, Neil. Always confused. Welcome to the show. I hope everyone had a good Christmas and a good New Year.
Yeah.
Do we want to just do a quick post-Christmas catch-up quickly? Anybody get anything nice? Should I just start?
Go on.
I bought myself a mixer. I got a little bit of money from my parents, and I had some money put aside from some stuff I'd sold. So I bought a new 4-channel mixer, an XONE.
Oh, I was thinking of a in the kitchen
food mixer,
blender, multi-food processor.
Yeah.
So I picked that up secondhand. Just actually on Christmas Eve, I drove down to Toronto and picked that up.
You save a few $100 there, though, do you?
Yeah, I think I bought it for $500. Probably, like, if you want to get in on the zones now, new ones, they'll cost you probably about $1,500.
Yikes!
They'll come with more modern features, but this is more mix. This is end game mixer for me. I'll never need another mixer, and it's just fucking beautiful compared to the mixer I had before. Right? It's just awesome. So very pleased with that. And then the usual stuff. So in fact, the best Christmas present was one I went out before Christmas and bought for myself.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Typical man.
Yeah.
Typical old person, right?
I told everyone I didn't want anything for Christmas beforehand. Knowing full well I'd just buy myself something.
Right. Did anything stand out for you guys?
We got the giant jelly bean tub, which is quite impressive, from my brother.
4.2
kilos of jelly belly. What are they called? The jelly bean
10
factory.
pounds, isn't it? 10 pounds.
In weights? I think it probably cost more than £10 in cash.
10 pounds in weight. Oh yeah, for sure.
It's a lot. It's hefty.
Yes, it's not right.
It's good though. They're nice jelly beans.
It's not good. No.
It's right next to me.
It's
tempting. Keep looking over at it. Going, I forgot
Dave,
about that.
Look Dave and I in the eye, and tell us that it's good.
It's good.
How are your insulin levels?
I don't measure those. It's blood pressure I'm worried about. Well, I'm not really worried about it. But if I was, I'd be doing a bit less drinking. But
well, I mean,
it's the season, sort of.
It's not anymore now.
It was the season.
What about you, Dave?
I just bits and bobs, some clothes and some bits, and
Probably you probably have reverse Christmas, don't you? It's just something Dave not getting something the week of Christmas, is it?
No. I same as Neil. I don't ask for anything. Like, I get what I want. So, yeah.
My wife took my presents back to the shop.
Oh no.
I've got all the books I bought from Indigo. I bought 4 books from Indigo. They're all going back.
As in the ones that she bought me, I mean, not the ones that I
bought. No, we specifically went to TK Maxx before Christmas, and I picked out everything I wanted.
Oh yeah.
And then she wrapped them up. But no.
It makes sense. I mean, that's when you're a kid, and surprises are great, but like you say, there's not really any surprises for us, is there? It's if anybody buys you something that you want, there's a very strong possibility they didn't get you the version that you want or the one that you want, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason we do sort of a couple of days worth of research on a PC case, right, Neil?
Yes. Should we get into that now? We're doing that shit.
Sure.
Now.
Go on then. Yeah.
All right. So
we got to motor along because we got lots to get through tonight.
So I mentioned a couple of weeks back about my weird PC thing when I upgraded to Windows 11, how it wouldn't turn on occasionally.
Oh yeah.
Well, then the other day, obviously, but since I went back to Windows 10, it was turning on fine. I was like, oh, maybe it was Windows 11. And then the other morning, I came to my computer, having played it the night before, pressed the on button. I was like, nothing happened. And I was like, I did just press that, didn't I? I was like, going crazy. I pressed it again. Nothing happening. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So it just would not turn on at all. turned it off at the back switch like I had been, turned it back on, nothing going on. I thought my motherboard's lit up, I can see there's power in there. I'm like, oh, so what the fuck is going on? So I left it a while, did a few searches, and I was like, all this stuff going on about power supplies and motherboards being broken. I was like, I don't think it's that, because it was acting up weird. So I sussed out that you can manually boot your PC by shorting a couple of pins on the motherboard. I didn't suss it out, as I found that on the internet. It told me which pins to, like, they say the paperclip it, or use a screwdriver to just tap 2 pins together. And that's basically what the switch does on PC cases, connects these 2 pins briefly for turn it on. And it turned on straight away. And I was like, right, I guess that's the fucking problem then. So buying a new case for my computer.
Do not underestimate how beautiful it is that you found that problem so quickly.
Yes, indeed. If that hadn't worked, I didn't know where to fuck it. It was like, I guess I'm going to have to find a power supply to fucking plug in, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So thankfully, when it turned on, I was like, result. That's the fucking least big problem.
You said you sorted it so quick.
So I was looking around for PC cases for quite a whole day instead of doing the shit that I'm supposed to be doing around the house.
You could just look for a new button, you know that, don't you?
Oh, no, not really.
Well, I said to Neil that he should
there's
go
a
to
PCB
something like
attached to it and all that bollocks.
Neil should go to something like an army surplus store or something like that and buy some really ridiculous big switching gear or something like that, and then mount it to the side of the PC and just wire it. Just put the 2 wires up. You could do it. You could do it. You could put a light switch on or something like that. It wouldn't matter, right?
Yeah. I couldn't be asked with that. It's just the money. It's a problem you can just throw money at and solve.
Oh man, for that small a problem, really? Yeah.
Well, you would have had to throw a little bit of money to get a new switch, but I was like, fuck that. I didn't really like my case anyway.
You'd probably go into your garage and find a switch if you.
I haven't got a garage. I'm in my garage now. It's not a garage anymore. I don't keep stuff. I'm getting rid of all of that shit. That's what we're doing at the minute. Going through everywhere. Anything that's been lying around, we're Marie Kondoing everywhere.
My point
that fucking thing is just pissing me off. It's going to the tip.
Cycle reuse. You could put a little switch in there. Job done. Move on. You haven't had to have a new case.
I'm going to take my case to the recycling. So anyway, I've ordered a new case. I've got a nice white case coming with RGB fans on the front. And
you checked your motherboard can be mounting on it and everything.
I can do all that. Well, I had problems. I fucked up, I think, when I mounted my motherboard in this current case. That I used the wrong screw, and it was a bit like, oh, that doesn't look like it's gone in properly. So I've got this horrible feeling I'm going to have problems getting the motherboard out of this case.
Right.
So what I did earlier today was buy a whole new motherboard, CPU and RAM and a big cooler.
Oh my god!
Brilliant.
Which I hadn't told you, obviously.
Jesus.
So yeah, I don't know when it's coming though.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad that your machine, which is obviously stuttering on you and not playing games and stuff, is.
Yeah. Well, my boy will get my leftovers.
Yeah.
Because I said, he was like, "Is your computer better than mine?" Then I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Can I have your old one then?" It's basically within seconds of me saying I'm going to order this shit.
So you're not replacing the GPU though?
No, I'm keeping my GPU because there's nothing wrong with that. Hopefully.
What will he use?
He's got at the moment he's got my old PC, which was an i5 7600K with a 1070 in it.
All right.
So
okay.
yeah, it's decent. But that CPU is a bit old, to say the least. So mine is only 3 years old. Well, probably 4 years technically. It came out.
Oh, okay.
The one I've got now. So I'm upgrading to a 7800X 3D. Is that what you got, Dave, in yours?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I ordered it and it said, if you pay £12 or whatever, you can get it delivered tomorrow. I was like, oh, well, I'm fucking doing that then, aren't I? Because my case is coming tomorrow. So then I got my email to say, your order's confirmed. The second email to say, we've taken your payment. And then I got an email from the queries department
you ain't getting shit.
Saying, we normally confirm your parts within 2 working days and all this sort of, let you know if there's any problems with anything. I was like, it literally said when I ordered it, if I wanted it tomorrow, I could fucking pay extra. So I sent them an email back, but then realised they'd emailed me at 5 to 6 and they shut at 5:30. I was like, you fuckers. So we'll wait and see what happens with that, I guess. But the motherboard part that I've ordered, which is part of this big bundle, pre-built bundle, is not in stock until the 22nd of January on its own. I was like, oh, don't you fucking do that to me, you bastards.
Wait a second, sorry. So you didn't order a case, you just ordered a whole
I
new
ordered
PC?
the case separately already. I ordered the case and then I was looking
Oh,
today.
you've ordered a bundle of motherboard, CPU, and RAM.
it's already pre-built motherboard, CPU, RAM installed with a liquid cooler. It's all white and black. And my new white case, and I was like, yeah, that's going to look
Is that
fucking shit.
cost effective? I mean, that's not hard to do. Why would you order it all together?
It's cool. Yeah. I don't know. Well, that is £1,100. But like when I was looking at buying a whole new PC, it was £3,400, and I was basically that, but not as good, with an SSD on top and a graphics card. And I was like, that's not £2,000 for all of that.
No.
So I don't know, because I thought my PC was properly fucked. I was looking at buying a brand new PC, so it's gone from a £3,400 solution to a lot less. I've saved loads of money.
And you're reusing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I should have seen it talking to you the other day. I knew it as soon as you mentioned. I'm sure you did this to us before. It's the both of you are the same. Both of you are just like, oh, yeah, there's something a little bit wrong here. Then the whole fucking thing. Dave moves house. Oh, I'll get a motorbike anyway.
Yeah, I've only got 6 already, but I'll just have another one.
Yeah, this one's getting a little bit old. It's been in the garage for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so we'll see. Hoping it does turn up on Saturday, because otherwise I'm going to be screwdrivering turning my PC on for a few more weeks yet.
Oh, the hard shit. Well, you don't have to. Just extend the wires outside the case, and then you just go dunk, point them together, and your PC turns on. It's £1,000, £1,000 cheaper.
It does look shit. Like the side of my case is off at the moment. The front panel is like taken off and like resting on against the wall.
Well,
so it's a bit.
Thoughts and prayers, Neil. I hope you make it through.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
Dave, did we do you? Sorry, there on Christmas. Oh yeah, all your stuff got bought for you. Yeah, okay, all right. What else have we got then? Anything else here?
Do you want to do a little bit of TV movie chat shit bollocks before, and then we'll do if it's all back to front. It's all it's new year, new fucking format.
All right, so let's just power through then. What do we got?
Watch Slow Horses finished. No, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay, Slow Horses we finished. My wife loved it. I thought it was okay.
I loved it, and there's another 2 series coming, which is what I saw at the end. I was like, I saw on somewhere that it had been renewed for season 5.
My personal opinion is that 3rd series, round about just after the halfway mark, they fucking were lost on what to do. They dragged out that bullshit in the tunnel for way too long.
I don't find that. It's 6 episodes and they're only 45 minutes each. It's like 3 hours of TV. It's not really. They don't drag too much out. I don't think.
Do you think there's a lot of filler there?
I don't think that series. I think that series has a lot of legs, and that's fine. I don't think that series in series 3 is what they intended it to be when they started it. I think they've completely readjusted it to character-driven interaction, lols, all that sort of stuff. They're fucking taking the piss out of each other.
Isn't that what it's always been?
Was it?
Yeah,
and then it just suddenly seems like they're trying to be. I don't know. Like I'm just not 100% sold on it.
It was pretty dark in places still. I think. Yeah.
That's right, and I still don't think it knows what it wants to be. But whatever it is, it seems to work, and my wife loves it. So
yeah, well, I'm with your wife on it. It's great. Started another TV show on Apple TV Plus called Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, which is based on the Godzilla franchise, I guess, initially.
I think I heard about that.
Yeah, it's fucking, usual Apple TV Plus, really high production values. We've only watched 2 episodes. And not from not wanting to, we just haven't got around to watching the rest. It's still coming out, so it's one of those like we want to get. Right. If we want to watch a few, then we'll want there to be a few to watch, rather than just like having to keep up every week. So yeah, that's good so far. And then I watched the new Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, we watched that.
My brother was around. This was Christmas Day, I think. We watched this, and my brother was around, and we were watching it and going, it's all the weird bit at the first half an hour is all like old Harrison Ford playing young Indiana Jones, and it's all CG'd, and we were a bit like looking at each other like, this better not be like this all the way through, because this is far too fucking weird, and I can't get on with it. And then it turns into old man Indiana Jones doing things he shouldn't be able to. But it was good. It did. After the first half an hour, I was like, this is going to be fucking toilet. But it was actually all right. I can't remember Crystal Skull, but anyway, it must have been better than that.
What do you reckon, Fraser?
I thought it was passable. Yeah, I don't know.
No spoilers, but it does get a little bit fucking batshit. Possibly more batshit than any other of the other films.
See, that's what I thought when I watched it as well. I thought the first bit was okay, and then it was like, okay, right, this is back to the good old Indiana Jones.
Good and old Indiana Jones.
good old and old Indiana Jones. But no, yeah, we thoroughly enjoyed it a couple of months ago. So yeah. As I say, I fell asleep. I've tried to watch Crystal Skull twice now, and I fell asleep both times.
I don't even.
I can't do it. It's terrible.
No.
And one movie I did watch, I have watched before, and I think I've talked about it before. Edge of Tomorrow, Tom Cruise. I watched it, and I was like, I don't actually remember any of this in the first time I watched it, but that's a good movie. Edge of Tomorrow. Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow, if you want the full title.
Is that the title? I know it's on the title card.
Yeah, I don't know. If you first search for
thumbnail.
Edge of Tomorrow, I reckon you'll find it. But it says, say, Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. And it's based on some Japanese book, I think. I'm sure I've talked about this before. But yeah, it's a good movie. So if you ain't watched it, you should check it out.
Yeah.
Mark's in the chat asking questions.
I'm not sure if there's any standouts for me at the moment. I'm watching The Fall of the House of Usher right now, which is I can't remember the name of the director, Michael somebody, I think it is. But I really liked his previous work, which was Midnight Mass, which was a short series on Netflix, which was about an island that has a visitor or whatever is going on. That was really good. So, and at some point, I need to go back and watch his earlier stuff. I don't know why. I quite like him. I quite like his stuff. So this is a bit weird, it isn't full on. There's one bit in the second series where they were all doing something. I'm not going to spoil it in case anybody watches it. And I just went, it's coming. My wife is like, what are you talking about? And I went, I know this guy. It's coming. I can feel it. And then it happened. And I was like, holy fuck. It's just full on excellent. Like, and he seems to skirt. He's just sort of like, he's almost like a thriller horror director, but he just has this little spin on things a little bit differently from other people. I don't know why I really like it. I think it's excellent. I think he's really good.
Cool.
So,
I know there was quite a lot of love for that Midnight Mass, for sure. When it was
that is well worth a watch. If you just want to sit down and just be engrossed by something, I think like it's definitely not something. If you sit down and watch that with somebody else, like if I was to watch that with my wife, it would be turned off. Like she'd be like, I can't watch this. It's too scary. It's too scary. But I don't get right. Scary stuff is okay. And if you can handle scary stuff, Midnight Mass is well worth a watch.
Okay.
Even just for one bit right in the middle where it's awesome. Really good. And they're not overly long. They don't overstay their welcome. His things, I don't think so. Yeah, so that's about it that I can think of. Probably watched a ton of other stuff, but
before we move on from TV, Mark is asking in the chat, any hype for the Fallout series?
I've seen the trailer. I like looking at it. I've always liked the Fallout series. I'm
looking forward to it because even though I haven't ever got into any of the games, it does look. I like the vibe and I like the idea and the premise and everything, but I've never actually got on with the games.
Yeah, I could get on board. I haven't really thought about it. I did see the news a while back that it was coming. I could get on board with that. I like that aesthetic, that Fallout aesthetic, a lot. Yeah, so that'd be cool.
I'm fully on board with the idea and the principles and like you say, the visuals and stuff. But for some reason, I just can't get. It's one of those things, those style of RPGs that I just get overwhelmed with choices and never make one.
Right.
So,
the story behind Fallout and the story in the games, especially 3 and 4, are proper crazy. The vaults being some of the vaults being experiments, social experiments. there's a lot of stories that could be told through the TV medium.
Mm.
That it's very clever. It's very thoughtful. The whole series. The New Vegas, that would be right for TV as well. That would be a proper good. The whole story behind it. Yeah, I can see it running for a while. Yep.
All right.
Cool. Yeah. Hopefully it's good when it turns up. And he also asked,
It-
is that Samson chilling in the back for those watching?
Yes.
Yeah, he was awake a minute ago. It looks like he's sparkoed now.
Yeah, he's really enjoying that bed. Okay. Footy.
Well,
Now?
well, Dave's got some bits to quickly jibber jabber about.
Yeah. So I've joined the gym.
Well done.
Have you just done a 1 month membership? Have you, like everybody
No,
else?
I've done a 12-month.
What, you paid for a 12 months up front?
No, you pay monthly, but it's a 12-month.
Oh, you're committed, are you, for 12 months, even if you
Yep.
don't bother fucking going?
Yeah,
after
so the
first 2
missus
weeks?
goes anyway. She goes 5 times a week.
Oh, that's fair enough.
So I'm kind of like, I don't really have an excuse not to.
Doesn't she get a
'cause-
guest pass that you could just use a couple of times a month?
she gets like 1 or 2 a year. So I've used it a few times. But no, I just needed to go. I've been to the gym twice in the last
Wow.
3 days.
You can
So,
still walk, can you?
So I went to swimming today, and on it was yesterday. Yeah, it's Thursday. I had my induction and sort of had to go around all the weights and the floor and everything.
Floor.
But yeah,
I
the
can
floor.
handle the floor part of it. Just lie down for 10 minutes.
Yeah. But no, it's good. Yeah, no, I'm really actually excited.
Got
To
any
do that.
classes booked?
No,
You're going
not
to do
yet.
spinning and all that bollocks?
I've got the app. I'm gonna have a look at all that.
There you go.
But-
That's equivalent of doing exercise.
Yeah,
just
that's
to be-
basically, you're halfway there.
Yeah.
You've lost most of the calories just by installing the app.
Yeah. But no, I'll see when the missus books her classes up, and I'll either see if there's other classes at the same time, or just do what I'll do.
Go and do
I'll just go.
aquarobics with all the old grannies like my mum does.
Oh yeah, I'll pull some old
Do
grannies.
you
in the pool.
and would you and your wife be there on the squat machines, pushing
No.
each other to do more reps?
I don't think so. We might. But no, I'll just sort of go on my own, do a CrossFit or on a treadmill, or some weights.
Are you ready to feel the burn?
See, I am actually. Swimming today, I actually pushed myself. I done 12 or 14 lengths of the pool.
Have you got an Olympic pool, or have you got like a?
It's
What
about
we've got
20
round?
meters. It's
25
not
ours is
an Olympic
25
one.
meters.
It's about 20 meters.
They're
Is that
shutting our
good-
leisure
good
centre,
way?
bastards.
Oh.
Not that I go, but
Yeah, that's good. Well, you'll feel good for the swimming
yeah.
for sure.
it's Q 6
Yeah.
months' time when Dave's looking like fucking The Rock Johnson, Dwayne, plugging his energy drinks and stuff.
I used to go before, like years and years ago. But the problem I had is I'd always push myself too hard, and I would like be physically unable to move the next day, because I'm just that stupid. So yeah, I gotta try and pace myself. A bit older now. Other news, not gym related.
The opposite of gym related. by
The
look of it.
opposite, yeah. I bought an Xbox from the sales. There was a sale after Christmas. It was Boxing Day.
Did you get the big
Um,
Xbox? Because they were going very cheap. Well, very cheap. They were like 100 quid off or whatever.
Yeah, so Xbox Series
X.
X. Yeah, the black one, not the white one. Yeah, so I bought one of them.
Nice.
Got that in the lounge.
Well, it was
you
gonna
never
go
get to use because people are using the TV all the time.
It was gonna go in the lounge, and then I thought I'll put it in my snug. And then I put it in my snug, and then Bella said could she put it in her room for over New Year's, and
You've lost it
hasn't been
already.
out. Hasn't been out since.
Yes.
So,
Didn't you
So,
buy
but
your own little Xbox before?
no, I was going to, but she didn't want one. And then the sale came on, and I was like, "Do you want an Xbox?" And she was like, "No, I don't want an Xbox." I was like, "Right, I'm gonna have an Xbox then." So I bought it, and then she's like, "Oh," because we were actually we started playing a few games together on it, Minecraft and what else? There's another game that we were really enjoying together.
you should play It Takes Two.
Yeah, that's a good co-op one. That's on Game Pass. I did see that. I can't. There's a few games. We downloaded loads of games. I didn't realise GTA 5 was on
Not for much longer.
Game Pass. Not for much longer. It gets removed today. But yeah,
It's on PS
played
Plus
that.
now. PS
It's
Plus
on
Extra or
Plus.
something.
Yeah. But yeah, there's loads of games because I knew there was a slight difference between games on Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass. But yeah, like just loading it up on the Xbox and looking at, oh, there's all this other stuff. Gang Beasts. That's what we're playing together. That's good fun. So yeah, so that's in her room. And to be honest, I've gone up and we've sat and played some games in her room. She's got a nice little setup in there, so it might stay there.
So you bought. So your daughter who didn't want it. You bought your daughter who didn't want an Xbox X. An Xbox X.
Well, I bought. I was offered to buy my daughter a Series S, but she didn't want that. And then I bought an X, and she wanted that, and it
Who knows?
became hers. So
I wonder where she gets it from.
But no, I'm just happy I'm playing computer games with my daughter. So
Fair enough.
and that's it. That's been my general, apart from Christmas and New Year's shenanigans.
Yeah. You had a party, didn't you?
We did. New Year's. We had.
Do you have anything to drink?
I had a couple. Kept it pretty low key.
Yeah.
What time did you go to bed?
How long did
How
it take you to
sick
get
was
over
you?
that?
There was people leaving. I think the last people left at 3:30. And
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
I fell
It
asleep on the
can
sofa.
be. Was anyone sick?
Not while they were here.
Not
My
that you
daughter
found
was
yet.
my daughter was poorly during the after she got up. She wasn't poorly in the night or anything. Don't know what time that was. I didn't get up until 3:00 in the afternoon, New Year's Day.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was good. We had We've got the next couple of parties at the house booked. My daughter's 18 soon, so there's going to be a bit of a gathering then, and then we've got another drinks and games night happening in March near my birthday. So that'll be a laugh. My plant survived. It hasn't died yet. I don't know if it looked like there was some spray of some drink or other on there. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Your plant?
So, yeah, I bought a new plant. That was exciting news. I bought a yucca for the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
From IKEA?
We used to have one of these. Yeah, I bought it from IKEA and I bought a plant pot thing. Didn't tell you that. I wasn't very excited. But yeah. I thought, it's nice to have a little bit of... I bought some succulents a while ago.
Succulent.
And they look a bit like aloe veras. I don't know what they're called. Like air
Yeah.
plant things. Spiky looking things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's doing all right in the kitchen.
Yeah, just need the sun. Just need the sun on it. A couple of hours a day.
Don't want it to get too cold either.
Yeah.
But
No.
yeah, trying to bring some greenery into the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, improve the quality of air.
I can give you some advice on bringing greenery into the
Go on.
house.
Yeah, I bet you can.
Right, let's.
Why not
Are we going to move?
put in a vape though?
It's all right. You enjoy looking at your plant.
Yeah.
Right. Anything else? Or are we going to get on with this game of the year? For goodness' sake, come on.
Okay. What are we doing about football? You overtook me, and then I overtook you back. Is that all you're talking about?
Is that all we need to talk about?
I don't know.
Anybody get any honorable mentions?
There was
Dave, we've been talking about you in the background. There's
Yeah.
50% absolutely disgraceful behavior. We view your fantasy performance. The other 50% is just like, we think you should remain at the bottom. It's your role.
That is, it can't be having him doing well. But the boy is absolutely smashing it. My boy.
Yeah, he really is. I think that's the honorable mention is for Adam. I mean, even this week when he still was 20 points clear right at the top for the
Well,
next person down
there
from
was
him.
one
Not from
person
everyone,
who scored a lot of points.
right, but they're no
Joel Reeves,
fucking
but
where near
yeah,
him, right?
no.
So
I can't remember what he is. He's like, I can't remember. He's like fucking 30,000th overall or something stupid, which is very high.
That's very high indeed, yeah. And he knows it, right?
Yeah, doesn't he just?
Yeah. Well, enjoy it while it lasts, son.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I was up there for a little while and I'm not anymore. But still only 69 points behind.
Well, the thing is, I haven't got the table in front of me. Oh, you put it up. I mean, it's still from about that 7th, 8th spot or whatever, all the way. Well, not really to the top now.
I don't know. It's getting like there's only 100 points between 9th and 1st. No, just about 100 points between 9th and 1st in the overall league. In our league.
Yeah.
So,
and then if you look at second,
I remember definitely caught up from this point. I caught up 100 points this time last year to get toward the top.
It's doable. Anything's doable. Everybody, it's interesting if you look down the table now, you can see the typical drop-offs, right? So there's probably you can easily see no, we're not going to allow you to drop off, Dave. You will tend to your team, but you'll see people there who obviously are dropping.
They suddenly get a random amazing week, but every other week there's shit.
But generally, yeah, and I mean they're going to be rife with red flags and yellow flags and whatever, and you can spot those, and they'll slowly settle at the bottom. So Dave should, if we can just keep Dave just tending to the garden.
I don't know what he's done recently, but
it wasn't good.
Whatever it was.
The fascinating thing is, I go into Dave's team, and we'll talk about him like he's not here. I go into Dave's team. And I'm like, everything there looks all right. I mean, he's got you have a gift of picking what should be. Actually, I mean, they all look as though they scored points too, but he's just unbelievably shit for some reason. I don't really know what it is.
Raheem Sterling was not good, obviously. Left a good keeper on the bench, but the other keeper did okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not million. What was the average? Dave, you got 37. What was the average?
I think 40, it was more than that. I think it was 44 or something. No, it must have been a bit more than that because I scored all right last week.
Big points.
Average 59.
59? Yeah. I mean, you
need to be around the average at least every week.
You need to be a little bit closer, Dave. All right, here's your home.
He-Chan, I left him
He's got to go.
I didn't really. Yeah, he's got to go, but I didn't really leave anybody else.
Yeah, you're not filled with players that have buggered off to Africa or Asia.
No,
that's what I mean. Dave's team looks like it should be doing better, but
like Jesus or however you say his name.
Jesus.
Dave's got that look on his face. He's like, "What the fuck? I'm doing what I can. What's?"
He's supposed to be a really good player, and he was supposed to have a really easy week last week. Fucking 1 point.
Yeah. I love it.
All
right. Okay.
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and the people every week they say about, oh, so and so's got really easy fixtures coming up, and they always mention Luton. And anyone who's been following it knows that we haven't been an easy game. Like we scored 3 against Arsenal, and that was, I think, twice as many goals. Like we basically doubled their away conceded goals in one game. We've lost 2-1 to Man City at home. We've been doing all right, but everyone says every fucking week, oh, so-so's playing Luton, get them in. All the Newcastle players, they wanted to get you all the Newcastle players in. We beat them 1-0. You know? So, be careful what you listen to. Don't do it. I listen to all the podcasts and go, well, I'm not fucking doing that. Because loads of people listen to the podcast and all the experts and do exactly what they tell you to do.
Look, the thing is, just make sure you're fielding a team who plays.
Yes.
Right? That's the priority. I say that, to me, that is priority number 1. You're fielding a team that plays, and you
want 11 players.
Don't use your transfer just to use it, right? If you don't really
unless you've got 2.
Unless you've got two, then you have to use one.
You can use one, otherwise you lose it. So
yeah.
But
you still don't have to use it. But I mean, you want to be that Deadwood has to come out. You have to be prepared for maybe the next couple of fixtures that are coming and fielding teams. And if you do that, you should do averagely okay, right? I don't know what your son has ingested over the last year or whatever to make him some sort of Rain Man of the Seal Fantasy League.
All he does is
98. Look at him.
Plays FIFA, plays Football Manager. watches fucking. He's in like I don't know what other leagues he's
He
in.
is.
Like all
He
of
lives
the
and breathes
streamer
football,
leagues.
doesn't he?
Yeah. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. Good for him. Anyway, well done, Adam.
but there's been some good scores over the last few weeks for sure.
There's no games this week, Dave, so don't make any
There's
changes.
we had a
okay?
crazy December where there were like 7 game weeks or something
Dave, did
stupid
you hear that?
through
I
December.
heard that.
There's only 2 game weeks in January. We've got
Neil's
one.
made his changes.
FA Cup is now this week. Premier League's back next weekend, and then is that the week? There's the next game week is spread over 2 weekends. So half the teams play one week, and half the teams play another week, and then
Really?
there's another game week at the end of the month. Yeah, they're having their winter break, 1 week off. So after
Okay.
their insane December where they played fucking about 2 months worth of games in 1 month.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, so FA Cup this week. Could be a few players getting back that have been missing. Could be some new players joining because obviously the transfer window's open.
Any
So-
news on Haaland coming back?
He's in training.
See,
Kevin
I'm
De Bruyne
wondering
is in
whether that's
training.
a huge gamble, maybe just to finally bring Haaland back now. That was my plan, to bring him
Well,
back
spoilers
now.
is for you. I'm going to let you a little slip what I did because he dropped to 0.1 million. I'm like, I want him back in my team before he goes back up in price. So I just fucking did it. I was like, that was one of my changes, and I was like, that
Yeah.
out. I had the money to do it because I didn't spend any of the money. When I took him out, I didn't spend the money. I was like, it might be a week early, but fuck it, I want him in. And if I'm in there before a few other people, fingers crossed, it's the week no one's brought him in. Everyone brings him in the week after he smashes the hat trick in. Who knows? But I had to go because I didn't have that. I literally put 2 players in that I've had my eye on and went, there's 0 money left in my team. I was like, yeah, fuck, I'm going to do that now because if I lose money or gain, or they go up, I'm fucked. So I can't do those 2 moves. So without losing points, I have another move that I'm willing to drop 4 points on depending on how things go.
Oh, here we go. Drop some points. I love it. The -4 is out.
Well, that's not. Oh, that is definitely waiting. So
right.
head-to-head league
Okay.
quickly. I went up
Yes,
in the
please.
head-to-head league. Where are we? Yeah, so I went back up.
That's the end of that news.
You're second. You've gone up to second phrase, or you own second anyway.
No, I've been in second for a couple of weeks now. I
But
just
Adam
don't
is still top.
I cannot gain ground on Adam. I
Yeah.
just
Keeps winning.
trying.
It's annoying.
You know what killed me? That 1 week I played him, and I could have, and I was just short of beating him. If I'd beaten him that week, we'd be.
You'd be 6 points.
He'd still.
nearer.
Well, I'd be nearer. Yeah, he'd still be ahead of me, I think. On.
But yeah, you'd have gained
by
3
1
points. He'd
point.
have not had 3 points. So
Yeah.
that'd have been a 6-point swing. So
Oh,
okay.
well.
Yeah, there'd only been 2 points in it, I think, if you'd have beaten that week. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 point. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Did we
A
even
quiet
talk about
month
it? I only
overall
talked about
FPL.
it.
Yeah, a quiet month
Yeah,
this
all
month
right.
on the FPL front.
All right. Okay, let's move on to game of the year. So we have people who've given us lists. Generally, we like a top 5 list. What the format that we sort of have is take people's top 5. We allocate a scoring system of 5 points to their number 1, 1 point to their number 5, and then you can work out in
Fraser's
between
getting
that.
his notepad out.
I was going
I'm
to say,
getting
you've got
paper out.
Excel
It's
or
getting serious. It's getting
I've got
serious.
Excel up on the other thing, sorry, because I need to get the points in while we do it. So actually, what would help me, and I'm wondering, Dave, would you want to host the game of the year section?
Nice game, yeah.
And run through it, and then I can do that. Frees me up a little bit for typing and stuff in the
Wow.
getting the
Can't
point scoring.
multitask the old man.
I can, but you know what? Hey, look, there's 3 of us here. It's all good.
Okay, are we starting from the top from ours, or are we doing the?
No, we do
communities?
everyone else's and we do ours last, I think.
Yeah, we'll make people wait.
Okay,
even though
and
they
what's the scoring criteria on? What's the weighted points per? Is it like
reverse? Was it? Or if you do one, if you just give them.
Let me
one-
say that.
1
Okay,
point to
let me-
5.
1 point for 5? And
Well,
Hang
if you
on,
do, if you literally do like
Hey,
lowest
sorry,
score
didn't I not
wins-
just say
All right.
that a second ago? You'd switched off at that point, hadn't you, Dave?
sorry, what
I did say this.
What I was gonna say is, does number 1 get an additional point for being number 1?
What, like 6 points instead
What are
of
you
5?
talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah. So instead of like just a
Well, some people haven't ordered their
No.
lists.
oh, okay.
Right. If it's an ordered list and it's top 5, top gets 5 points, bottom gets 1 point.
Okay.
Keep it simple.
That's the weighting. Okay, it's naturally weighted. And there's no
Okay.
additional points needed. But where we are going to have some discussions is where people have said that they've only got 3 games, or I think if
Okay.
they've like whatever. So we'll just
But
we'll
they've
deal
in
with
no
those as we go.
particular order as well. Some people
Yeah, if there's no particular order, then I think we just
Weight them the same.
discard them.
maybe weigh them up.
Irrelevant.
I'll work that out. How many? Yeah, okay, whatever. 5 plus. Go on. Anyway, off you go, Dave.
Okay. So first in Wise Old Elf. I don't know if anybody knows the real name of Wise Old Elf.
David, I think.
That's David Kinsit, my
David
arch nemesis from fantasy football. I have not forgotten, and I'm keeping an eye on it. And if I don't finish above him, I'll be most annoyed.
So
David.
he's he's provided an order, but he hasn't said 1 to
You know,
5.
if there are no numbers, but they are 1 to 5. Those.
Okay.
They are 1 to 5. He
They
said
are 1
his
to 5.
middle one's bumped up. So
Okay. So so his number 1 is Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2.
all right,
I'm waiting for Fraser to put that into his spreadsheet. And...
that's all right.
I'm
You
sure
just
we
go
can
ahead.
take
That's all right. No, yeah, I don't need you to.
Next on the list, he's put Jedi Survivor. That's the newest one. I don't know if
Yes,
that's
it is the most recent one. Came out early in the year. People may have forgotten that came out because it was early in the year.
It was early in the year. Third on the list, he's said it's Hogwarts Legacy.
Sorry, can I just go back to what was Jedi Survivor's proper name? Was it Jedi? It wasn't Jedi Survivor.
No, it was
was
Jedi Survivor. Whatever
Was
it's
it called
called.
something else?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
I
What
thought there
it?
was a longer name of it.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor or
Star
something.
Wars Jedi
colon.
No. Yeah.
Star Wars Jedi colons.
That's the
All right.
hentai Steam game.
Anyway, I'll just put Jedi Survivor. We know when it comes
Yes,
up.
we
It'll
know
come
what
up
it is.
again.
Hogwarts Legacy for number 3. He's put a note on here, bumped up because it was the first game my daughter has taken an interest in. Which I didn't even think about actually. I might have a look at my daughter. So Hogwarts Legacy.
Is she into Harry
number 3.
Potter?
She's read all the books. She likes the films.
The Wizarding World or whatever it's fucking called.
Yeah, it's kind of fallen off a bit. With everybody really, I think. Number 4, he's put Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Spider-Man 2 is number 4. And his 5th game, which I haven't really heard much about this year. I do like this the series. Final Fantasy 16.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was muted there by accident. I was trying to talk to my daughter. Did you say you've got Harry Potter? You think that's sort of starting to drop off a bit?
Yeah, I think the shine. It's been a long time now since all the films came out.
And they've started a new franchise, didn't they? Wizarding World or
Yeah,
whatever.
it was a bit. Yeah, it was a bit.
I haven't watched any of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I assume, does that come from books or is that like the lore being expanded through movies? I don't fucking know.
I don't think
No, I'm just curious because I know I have nieces and nephews in England. They're young and they are all over the Harry Potter experiences and tours and all that sort of stuff. And then we also had Jay from Joysticks and Chill. I mean, he had all that Hogwarts stuff going on, didn't he? Like
he was
Harry
doing
Potter stuff.
not a theme park, but like
that was only a
themed
year ago.
event thing.
Yeah. So no, I'm just surprised to hear you say it. Anyway,
I think it's still a huge franchise.
My family is just maybe
you have to be of the right age.
Like,
yeah, see, I was too old for the books.
We're too old
my
to get
children
into
were
it.
too young for the
yeah,
books.
exactly.
So
we were in
passed
between.
my family by.
Yeah.
But if you were 10 years younger, maybe, or maybe 10 to 15 years younger, you may have been into it when it was happening. And obviously, if you were into it when it was happening, then maybe you're old enough to have kids now, and they'll probably get forced into it because you were into it, like we did with our kids, with everything we liked.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
He still doing.
He did make say chose the above from games I finished this year. Oh, well done. That is an impressive list of games that you finished. Easily the best year of gaming for me personally. He did say honourable mention to Cyberpunk DLC, which we're not doing a point for honourable mentions, but thank you very much. Which I'm halfway through. Agree with Master Blackthorn that this game has been completely transformed since its launch. I think there was a bit of a discussion about that. And probably up there with my favourite games of all time. I do need to go back to Cyberpunk. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do
What do
this year.
people need to do? He said.
Yeah, don't miss that bit.
Check it. Cool. Thank you very much, Dave.
These might not be in the order they got posted in Discord.
No.
Obviously.
So next on the list is Master Blackthorn, which real
Okay.
name is
Mark.
Is it Mark? Sorry. For lists that aren't in order, the total amount of points for a list of 5 is 15. So if the lists aren't in order, I guess it's 3 points apiece.
Perfect.
Agreed?
I don't know. I've only got 2 lists that I think, or maybe 3. I don't know, that aren't in order.
Well,
I don't know
sharing the
about that.
points,
I don't
right?
know about that. I think it's only
Well,
1
what do
point each if you haven't ordered it.
Yeah, but I mean, there's really
2 points. Yeah, fuck it.
okay. 2 point. All right, no, that's fair enough. But I think two is fair, right?
Okay, yeah. If people want to wait their
If you
games
couldn't get
higher
off your
next year,
fucking arse
then,
and
you know.
order your list, then we're only giving you 2 points each.
Well, that means one game is getting 1 more point than it should have got. So I reckon it's 1 point each.
No, I think that's fair for 2.
Well, it also means there's a game getting 4
Well, that's tough
points
shit.
less than
If you
it
don't
should have
order
got.
them, tough shit.
Wow, tough shit for the game.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I
Harsh.
think that's harsh.
No, I think that's harsh. I think 2 points apiece.
Yeah.
Come on. He's gone to the effort to give us the list, even though he hasn't gone to the effort to order it. Why people listen to this show?
Well, I don't know. If people say they're not in any particular
rude.
order, and then they have them in an order, so I don't know. Is there something to say about the order they've written them in?
I think we
don't
have
know.
a good foundation of the rules and specify exactly what people need to do next year. I think this year, I think we need to be generous.
Yeah.
We'll never remember. Right, I'm making an executive decision. 2 points apiece for unordered lists.
Okay.
Cool. So
you may proceed.
What if there's only 3 games in the list?
2 points each.
2 points each.
Well, they've said they're putting it in order, maybe.
2 points each.
Okay.
Master Platform. I don't really have a game of the year because I haven't finished some, but here's my list in rough order. I'm going to do it.
So how many points is given for a rough order then?
So he's in the order that he's specified. I'm going to go same as previous. First to fifth.
Yeah.
So, Lords of the Fallen for number 1. This is this game of the year that's called Lords of the Fallen, not the 2016. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Cool. Starfield. That's number 2.
I am not surprised to hear that, but only because I've seen that come up on other people's games of the list, and some people speaking very highly of it. So, yeah, Starfield. It's not dead yet.
Starfield. It's like it was overhyped.
They're going to improve it this year, apparently. So
yes,
I'll play it in a few years' time, or not.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll have to. They'll come on. There's so much revenue still left in Starfield. There must.
It was one of the most successful games in terms of sales last year, I believe.
Yeah.
Despite it only coming out on Xbox PC.
Yeah, but that could mean it sort of like it achieved.
Yeah, well, I think it was in Steam's
great
top
numbers
sellers.
rather than stellar numbers like Fallout 4. Like I'm sure Fallout 4 probably quadruple numbered it, right?
Well, yeah, it was unavailable on other platforms.
English is hard.
It was one of the top-selling games on Steam, I believe, last year. Despite all the negative reviews.
As part of our gaming journalism, perhaps we could
previous comment, it was overhyped. So anyway, number 3 on his list is Cyberpunk, and he's put in brackets 2.1 update and DLC because it's totally transformed the game. See, I don't know if we should mark
that's fine.
the DLC as.
No, I've already made that decision in my head. If it's Cyberpunk DLC, it counts as Cyberpunk.
Okay,
both are the same thing.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're
fair
going to rule ourselves into the grave here.
So number 4 on his list is Assassin's Creed Mirage. That is a game I have not heard anything about this year from anybody. But it's number 4 on his list, so that's fine. And Vampire Survivors is number 5.
Yeah, fair enough.
That is not a game from this year, but I think it came out on Switch.
It's had new content this year.
It's had.
Didn't it
it's
get
got DLC
completely
as well.
redone in the new engine like they were saying they would
I
do?
don't know if that happened already or not. I've not been
Well,
keeping up. to be
That's
honest, I
okay.
know
But
there's been
anyway,
more
our
stuff
lists are
coming
not
out.
about. Our stuff isn't about being released this year. It's about having played
Multiplayer
it
came
this year.
out and all sorts of stuff happened to have get. There's still new stuff coming out for Vampire Survivors.
Multiplayer. Oh, we should go in and have maybe. Anyway.
So he did put a note saying that if they release Cyberpunk how it is now this year, it would be near top of most people's lists, in my opinion. It's really fantastic now. So yeah, I need to go back to it.
Yeah, I've got to start that. I need to get.
I think at this point, we really, as the gaming public, are we at peace now with the fact that these companies make these big ass games? They're genuinely fucking broken as fuck, but we have to accept them and give them the chance to fix them, because producing a AAA title is so fucking hard, apparently, right? I mean,
we could have a massive conversation here potentially about.
We should have that discussion at some point.
So, like all the leaks from Insomniac that came out and released a load of information about how much it costs to make games, and obviously there's been a lot of people getting made redundant or whatever, laid off throughout, who've made all these This has been one of the most fantastic years for games that have released in 1 year, but possibly the most people have been laid off this year from all these companies that have made all these fantastic games. So
right.
Yeah, it's
been a bit of a weird one.
Games. So, and once you've made a game, what do you do with them? What do you do with the people that's made the game? It's
But you'll start making another one, maybe. It depends on what type of game you've made. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's it. So it's not an easy thing to discuss.
No, we should have. We'll discuss it more in the future, no doubt. I mean, it's just interesting, right? You know.
Yeah, definitely. So I will go to the next list. The Real Defoe. Oh, for God's sake. Gary Felicia. Yeah.
Gary.
Honestly. Yeah. 3 games from the Real
on,
Defoe.
So how many points is he getting for these?
2 points a game.
2 points a game, still.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he didn't put House Flipper on it, because I've been watching his series
No.
on.
What?
He has got top games though.
Hmm.
No, that can't be right. You wouldn't have Hunt at the bottom, surely.
Well,
The thing
list
is as well, Gary, I've seen you be playing NHL and like doing videos of NHL stuff. Why you could have just put that in the list as well, surely. I mean,
maybe doesn't
have
like
you not
doing
made
it. It's just
5? Can
just
you not
doing it
make
for the content.
You literally have gaming podcasts as well.
Yeah.
How have you not made 5? I have words with Gary later in the bio.
So he has said. So I did not play a lot of new games this year. That's not what we said.
Maybe
What
he's
do
just
we
limited it.
play?
No, he hasn't
I was
limited its games that came
listening.
out this year.
For now, my top games are as follows: Diablo 4, which was I played a bit Diablo 4. I wouldn't say it's one of my top games.
How many points are we giving him? 2 each yet? Oh, I've given him 21 for that.
Don't
2
give him
points.
21 for that.
Lies of P.
Yes.
That's the Pinocchio Souls-like.
Souls-like, yes.
And Hunt Showdown.
Yeah, see, if you'd ordered that list, we could have had more points for the Hunt brothers.
Yeah.
I'll be coming back to Hunt Showdown, but I've played a ton of Hunt Showdown with Gary in the last few months. We started to really gel on our... Sorry, do we need to talk about Lies of P? I'm just talking about Hunt Showdown now.
No, we'll maybe come back to Lies of P. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, okay. And I'll come back to Hunt, but just to give Gary his dues, we've... because he's North America, he's here in New York, and I'm not far from him in relative terms. We're same time zones, so we get
You're
up.
not really that far from him, really, in geographical terms.
In considering we're
relative to us two, you are very
we're
close.
Relative to you guys, he's right next door to me. But we both get up early in the morning. So having a hunt run in the morning is a thing we do. It's part of our sort of morning routine before work. We go into the bayou and have a couple of games. Sometimes Matt joins us. Mark seems to be joining us a lot more recently, which is great. And yeah, it's just been great playing with Gary, as it has been great playing with all the other guys. But yeah, this is Gary's list. So just giving a shout out to Gary on that one for having Hunt Showdown on there.
Yep. Yeah, I
Be
played with
good.
him when I came to the other day. Yeah. Yeah, you two are just like, oh yeah, this is happening at this point on the map, and you know, like as you sort of go in, what map, where it is, where you start, and what your objectives are going to be. It's crazy. So
Yeah.
yes, thank you, Gary, for your list of 3. Next on the list is Pilch, and he's put in no particular order, but I'm using the order that he's specified.
Oh
And
my
he's only
god, he's
put
got. Oh, I thought that was
he's got
4.
3.
It
No,
is
I
He's got
know.
3
no,
as
no, it's
well.
3.
Yeah. No, he's got 3. So, so they're all going to be the same amount of points, but he's put Modern Warfare 2. I'm guessing that this is this year game, not the
No,
19.
Modern Warfare 2 specifically. He was on and talked about it. Still playing Modern Warfare 2, not 3, isn't he? I don't think he bought 3.
Did he not? Okay. So Modern Warfare 2. So this is the 2001
19?
release.
20? I don't fucking know what year it was.
So Modern Warfare 2, fine. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Mario Wonder.
Yep.
His list.
Yep, you like that a lot.
It's a solid,
He was singing its praises.
solid Mario game, and Hogwarts.
Yes.
Full name is, can't remember.
That
Hogwarts Legacy.
propels
Hogwarts Legacy.
That propels Hogwarts Legacy to joint top of the list as it stands at the moment.
This is worrying. Seriously worrying.
It's seriously worrying because the first game on here from Inzit, Alan Wake 2, got 5 points. He's up the top because no one else has done it in order. No one else is getting the big points. Yeah, well.
So,
plenty to go.
so thank you, Pilch. Thank you for your 3 games.
Yeah, when you're coming back on as well.
Yes. Maybe I'll be here next time when he's on as well.
We could go for a
Marcanix.
foursome,
We could go for a foursome.
maybe.
Marcanix has wrote in.
His real name's Mark, by the way.
Thank you.
And he's a mechanic.
Yeah. And he's an annex.
Oh my god, these are not in order.
These are not in order, but my top games of the year, 2 points each. If it had just not said anything, I'd have put them in the top to bottom, 1 to 5. But it's not particularly order, 2 points each.
He's harsh, but he's fair.
You know, there are rules for a reason.
Thank you, Dave. Oh, I love you.
God of War Ragnarok. Is that right? Ragnarok?
Yep, sounds about right.
Christopher Judge shouting his way around.
Spending 3 hours talking about what a privilege it was to play as Kratos, so that no one else got to talk about their awards this year at the Game Awards. It's his fault.
I like Christopher Judge. I know him from as Tilk from Stargate SG-1.
I did not know that was the same guy.
Yeah.
Until we spoke about it the other week.
Yeah, he's not had an easy life. Post.
Well, he grew his hair back.
He did grow his hair back, and he became less gold. From about
got rid of that terrible mark on his forehead.
A terrible birthmark. But no, I do have a lot of time for him. He seems like a very stand-up guy. Right, so God of War Ragnarok, as one of his top 5. Diablo 4, as another top 5. Starfield, Spider-Man 2, and Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh,
so apart from God of War, all these games are coming back.
Yeah. Well, that puts Hogwarts Legacy up the top now.
So he did say after reading Pilch's, I forgot about Hogwarts Legacy. Fantastic game, so it had to replace my list AC Mirage. Assassin's Creed. Okay, so yeah. got mentioned off, and C says special mention to Assassin's Creed Mirage for mixing in RPG with the old school AC. Oh, God's sake. Assassin's Creed game mechanics worked very well and much better game length. Again, I never really heard much about Assassin's Creed Mirage. So
Yeah.
I just wrote it off, I think. Okay. Thank you, Mechanics. Chill Robots.
Justin.
Justin's delivering here. This is a
Justin.
list.
So top 5. So top to bottom.
From 2023. All from 2023.
2023. Yeah, doesn't have to be. Just games you've played this year, but thank you very much. So his top 5 from 2023 is Armored Core 6.
Number 1.
That had a big release, but I didn't really hear anybody play it.
I've definitely
talk
heard
about
a lot of. No, we haven't talked about it.
Can we talk about it now?
Yeah,
I know that a lot of people on the Giant Bomb were loving that game.
Right.
Why is this on Justin's list? And I really don't know anything about it.
Armored Core 6 is from Software, the actual game they did release, but it's not a Souls-like, supposedly, but it mixes definitely big boss battles with your mech combat. But, yeah.
Looks like it's getting 9s.
Yeah, so it's been highly rated, for sure. And
I
think I would like to play it, but it hasn't been on sale. It's not come to Game Pass either.
All right, okay, so it's on your radar then.
It's definitely on my radar to play.
Yeah.
All right,
it literally has, I think it was 10% off for briefly. I was like, no, I'm not playing that. I'm a bit of a tight ass occasionally.
It's very difficult not to get excited and interested in big robots. And chilled robots too.
How about big chill robots?
The best kind.
So thank you for your number 1, Armored Core 6. So second on the list is Final Fantasy 16. Let me shout out Final Fantasy 16.
Yep.
Underappreciated this year. Another year probably could have been on a lot of people's lists, but this year's been a bit banger. So
I don't know. Is it? I'm guessing it's not the MMO style
no,
Final
it's
Fantasy, but
a story action RPG, I guess.
Right.
Hack and slashy, real time combat, no turn based.
So more like a 14 than a.
Well, I don't know. I've not played 14, but
I can't remember.
I played the demo for 16. It's Game of Thrones Final Fantasy.
Okay.
With big Final Fantasy.
Which one was the one where they were driving around in a car that was a PlayStation exclusive? Yeah,
no, 16 is a PlayStation exclusive. 15 was on everything, I think.
Okay. The one where they were driving around the car was a bit weird.
I didn't get on with it. I played a load of it and they just got nowhere. So
yeah. No. Cool. Thank you. Street Fighter 6. So all the games so far has had a 6 in the number. From Chill Robots. So Street Fighter 6.
Well, you've given that the kiss of death, haven't you?
I only said it because I know the last two didn't have it. So next on his list, number 4 is a game that I've never heard of.
Well, I know a bit about this.
Warhammer Bolt Gun.
This is the Boomer Shooter. Boomer Shooter.
It sounds like a light gun game.
No, it's the Boomer Shooter, as they call it.
What does that mean?
So it's like retro first-person shooter. Obviously based in the Warhammer universe. I'm pretty sure that's the one.
Quake?
So Quake, Doom, 3,
you're right,
original Doom.
It looks pretty fancy though.
Yeah, it's supposed to be very good. So.
Oh yeah.
Never heard of it.
Warhammer Bolt Gun, everyone.
Bolt Gun says number 4. So
been a good year for Boomer shooters this year.
You played a few of them, didn't you?
One maybe.
More than me. Last on the list, for number 5 is Lies of P. Chill Robots.
1 point.
1 point.
One solitary point. That's the 2 points he got earlier.
He has given a list of his.
He's got 2 top 5s.
I will give these.
These are no points.
Mention.
No points for these ones.
No points. No points. But I'll give him a nod. If he'd have mixed these in with his favourite, with his 2023, and given us a top 5 list of the games he's been playing this year, that would have been.
I'm sorry. What? We got different lists now.
This is his top 5. He did a top 5 of games from this year.
Oh,
Yep.
top 5 released this year, and he's in a top 5 from previous years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So yeah, no points for this. This is a bonus. Bonuses
this
only.
is this is a bonus honourable mention. This is the games he's been playing that are not released this year, but his top 5 that he's been playing. If you get that.
Otherwise, it's too complicated.
Yeah. So top 5, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. That's a Fraser game. I know you.
I
Played
didn't
and
like that Will of the Wisps,
Didn't you?
though. Nah,
Okay.
not really. I like the first Ori. I didn't really like
I
Will of
didn't
the
play
Wisps.
the first one, but I played the second one. And I liked the second one.
I'm not saying the second one was bad. I just didn't.
Was it too much of the same of what you played before?
It might have
or-
been too much of the same, you know what?
Right.
But I also didn't feel like it flowed as well as the first one. I don't know why.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There you go.
He's mentioned God of War Ragnarok.
Mhm.
Shadow of the Colossus remake. This one was fantastic. Never played the original. I played like the first half hour of the original, and I saw this the remake, and I really wanted to go back, but never did.
Oh, Shadow of the Colossus was brilliant. I loved
so-
it. I haven't played
Yeah.
the
I
remake,
not
but
played either.
oh man, yeah, it's great.
No. He's put Spider-Man PC remastered. I don't know.
Spider-Man 1 remastered. Thanks.
Right. Again,
I think I'd like to buy that.
You could have
How
done
much
on the
is it?
Steam sale. It's gone up now
Yeah,
because
well,
it was in the Steam sale, but now it's not.
well, I'll wait.
Maybe in another
Did it-
sale at some point.
The reason is, so I bought, and I'll just this is oh well, short diversion is, I now bought a dongle, a DVI to HDMI conversion, and I can now run. I basically mirror my screen to the main TV, my PC
You've
screen
got
to
a
the main
DVI
TV.
output on your PC.
Well, the HDMI output on my graphics card is going to my monitor, and all the
Have
other
you only got
outputs are
one HDMI?
Sorry, not DVI. Sorry,
DisplayPort.
DisplayPort.
Right. That
getting
makes
those
more
wrong.
sense.
Keep getting
What
those
the
wrong.
fuck? No, I thought you had a good new graphics card. I just got a DVI on it.
No, it's no DVI on it. It's all DisplayPort and one HDMI.
Right.
So,
right.
But here's the kicker: every time somebody turns the TV on, I get notifications of hardware changes and shit fucks up on my PC. So it's no good.
You need to just disable some EasyNet Plus or whatever it's fucking called on the TV. Probably.
See, what you need to do is splice it, have a big red button, switch.
Yeah,
Like
put a
There
big
we go.
fucking switch on the wall.
yeah.
Actually, what I did was I just unplugged it, but it means I'm not unplugging from the graphics card. I'm just unplugging from the adapter.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Fair enough. So last in his honourable mentions, Chill Robots. Oh, he's in the chat as well. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Gran Turismo 7 in VR, a VR game.
Yes.
20 points.
I've heard good things about Gran Turismo 7 in VR.
Gran Turismo.
I know racing games in general are fucking amazing in VR, but
yeah,
I ain't buying a PSVR 2 for one game.
You can use your old VR.
No, you have to buy a PSVR 2.
Oh. Of course you do.
That in VR.
Of course you do. Okay.
Right. I would like to say that I need to go to the toilet. So I need a break.
He's got to go toilet, innit?
I've done a lot of drinking and I need a wee wee.
Okay.
So can we briefly pause?
Yes.
And come back to it. I was going to try and wait for a better point, but I really can't. So
all right. Let's have a couple of minutes.
Back shortly to continue.
All right, we're back.
We're back. Lovely. Right. So we've just gone through Chill Robots, non-top five. So we are now on Lord.
A late entry. But
Lord. Oh, was it? Has it just come in?
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it was late. It came in like earlier this evening.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you for your submission. So many good games, but here I go. So for number 1, Starfield, 100 hours in and only level 25.
All right, Starfield at number 1, a big fat 5 points. I mean, that's tells you something.
Someone liked it.
Yeah, you know.
Weird that he said he had good games, but and then he put that at number 1.
Number 2, Cocoon.
Mm-hmm.
Cocoon.
Yes.
Good game. That is a good game.
Good game.
I I
Good
did
game,
enjoy
good
that.
game.
Not one of my top 5, but it's a good game. Number 3, Planet of Lana.
Mm.
Can't remember
Is
what
it
that
Lana
is.
or Lana?
That was the insider-like, but coloured.
Hmm.
Nice looking.
Oh, on Game Pass?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that. Okay.
Did you not play
all
it?
right.
Did you
I
not play
did,
it?
yeah. Yeah, I didn't really think that anything
finish
highly
it?
of it. No.
Maybe you should have
No.
finished it.
Did you finish it?
Yeah. It doesn't take that long. If you don't play Hunt 37 hours a day.
Yeah.
Very good.
Maybe. Yeah. It was good, was it? So come on then.
Cool.
It was good.
It was good.
Number 4.
Oh, sorry. I mean, it was good then. What was good about it? It was good? Should I just...
It was good. It was worth playing. It's not in my top 5 either, spoilers, but it was good, worth playing.
Okay.
In a year that it could completely have been overlooked by the fucking shitload of other good games that came out. It was, good that someone mentioned it in their top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's worth playing.
Yeah,
Cool.
fair enough. Yeah, it's 9 out of 10 on Steam.
Number 4, Plague Tale Requiem.
Not played
Requiem.
that. Not played that.
No, I've not even looked at it.
First game was good.
Yeah, a lot of people liked it.
Does this come out this year? Did that come out this
thought
year?
it was okay. Plague Tale Requiem. I don't think it came out this year, though.
I think it might have done.
Really?
I think it possibly. It might have been very late last year or early this year, but I feel like that may have come out this year because it's like that's
No,
knows?
end of 2022 came out.
what? How much of to the end of 2022?
October.
Oh, really? Okay.
Deep. That's pretty deep in.
Okay, now that's just time is passing far too quickly. That's crazy.
So as number 5, Lord has put Hitman 3.
Mm.
Hitman 3.
It's had updates this year as well. Big time.
I think if you owned 1 and 2 and you bought 3 on the same platform, it all sort of goes
There is now Hitman: The World of Assassination, which is Hitman 1 to 3 all included for the price of one game. And it has
it's the price of one game. Okay.
Yeah, so it's got all 3. There's now Hitman: The World of Assassination, which is all 3 games combined. And they've added a roguelike mode to the game this year. I think it was this year, which I have heard the lads, I say lads like I know them, the Nextlander lads, which is Brad Shoemaker and Alex Navarro and Vinny Calavera of old Giant Bomb.
Yeah, what are they doing now?
Nextlander even.
Oh, I'm having
so they've been playing a lot of Hitman. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So they rate that very highly, for sure.
That's funny. I've never heard. They're the guys that I actually like from Giant Bomb, and when Giant Bomb turned into what
I like New Giant Bomb as well. I've been listening to New Giant Bomb, and I like the New Giant Bomb. So
the Nextlander. Okay, cool. Right, that's I've got a list of stuff that I like to keep.
Yeah, new podcast to listen to.
Yeah. Well, and another podcast that I probably won't listen to, but cool. All right.
You can put that on while you're working.
Yeah. So yeah, Hitman 3. So I'm guessing it means Hitman 3 and not this special new world of Hitman.
Well, I don't know. Hitman 3 is the most recent one, but it's all basically the same thing now. So.
Okay, we'll say Hitman 3 for us. For our thing. He did say number 6, a special. So no points. A special mention to Battlefield 2042, which I love now after a terrible start.
I'm going to talk about that now because that's on my games I've been playing recently.
Cool. Okay.
So I'd like to give that a big shout out as well because it was an absolute fucking disaster when it came out. I don't think it's quite. Battlefield 4 was a fucking disaster when that came out, wasn't it?
Yes.
And that got really fucking good.
Yeah.
And Battlefield 2042.
They tried something new, if I remember correctly.
Well, they fuck around with the classes and stuff, and you can still you can still be a medic with a sniper rifle, so it's still a bit weird. But you have, if you play the right weapon for your class, you have boosts for the weapon that you're using.
Right. Okay.
Like if you're a sniper, the recon class, you have instant steady breathing on sniper rifles.
Right.
Whereas if you're playing as a medic, you don't. You have to your rifle's moving around and all that bollocks. So they have balanced it a bit, but
Right.
being able to like heal yourself or provide yourself with ammo as a
With
sniper
unlimited
class is
ammo,
still a
yeah.
little bit dodgy. But I was playing that while Fraser was talking to Fraser last night or the night before.
Yeah, you had it
Right.
on last night, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, and I was playing the first time I played as a sniper, and I do have to say I wasn't very good at sniping in the old games, but when you fucking start killing people with a sniper rifle in Battlefield, it's pretty satisfying. It's just
So
like
when you're
one
one
shot,
of the gits
boom, and
that
you just
are,
get that
yeah,
like the
when
fucking
you're one of the gits that's a mile away
yeah,
on top of a mountain
it's
and
good.
you're
It is
popping
good.
heads, it feels
You know,
good.
I mean, it takes me like usually a few shots. I'm not a fucking good at it at all, but like when you do hit someone with a big meaty sniper rifle, it's pretty satisfying. But it's quite annoying being on the other end of it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've done a lot with updates, and they've been keeping that up to date. And when I was playing it last night, they're still playing Christmas music in the lobbies and stuff like that. So it's just a bit weird.
Yeah, a bit random.
But yeah, they've been keeping up with seasonal content all year long. New fucking
They are very
battle
well
passes
supported,
and
yeah.
everything. So
Yeah, no, that's good. Stan has put in his top 5 today. I think that's today. I don't know.
yeah,
It says today on the thing. I will go through the list from 1 to 5. Number 5 on Stan's list is Lethal Company.
no, number one. You're going from the
That's
other
number
end.
1.
You
Number
said
1 on his
5.
list.
5 points.
5 points. Number 1, Lethal Company. A game I've got, but haven't really played. I think.
Yeah, we've not played a lot of it.
Yeah.
I played it. I bought it, played it, had an absolute hoot with it, and have never gone back to it. But Stan
We should
has
play
played.
more.
We should. Stan, I refunded it. Stan has because it's just sitting there not getting played. If
Yeah,
I
but
need to
it's
play
only
it,
£8.50.
watch this. Watch this. This is it. It's only £8.50. Right. Well, when we play it next
This is
time,
how you
I'll
buy
buy it.
£500 mixers.
I'll just buy it next time we play it. But if we're not going to play it, there's no need for me to buy it, right, or own it. I mean, that's
How have we got a refund on that? There's one
only
guy
played
who made this game. He fucking
it sold millions of them. He's going to do okay. He's fine. He doesn't need my money. I need my money.
So Lethal Company. Yeah. It was a
it just blew up out of
runaway
nowhere.
hit. Yeah.
It's fun, man. I played what I did play. I mean, it was funny as hell. It really was funny as hell. So you know what? I won't need much persuading to jump back in if everybody says we're doing this tonight, right? It was fun. It was
It's
fun.
really, really small download as well.
Yeah.
Even if you've got a shit internet connection, you probably download it in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. So for anybody who doesn't know what it is, you're basically an away team going to these planets with your buddies, scavenging for stuff. But the thing is, you get like there's things that want to kill you, and when you're not in range of your friends, you can't communicate with them. So shit gets really odd or scary
Hilarious.
or funny. Yeah, and if you die, you can hear the people who are alive, but they can't hear you. So you sort of get like I think Neil and I was it you and I, Neil? We died.
I can't remember. Oh, there's been
I can't remember. And so the two of us are watching the one remaining person who has no idea what's happened or what's going on and doesn't even know that we're dead. There
was definitely a time I was playing with you and Stan, at least, possibly Lloyd. And
it was fun.
Stan basically seppuku'd himself almost because me and Stan were near each other, and there was this big fucking spider thing chasing us, and he ran off. And we were talking, and then we weren't talking because he ran into a mine that was like around the corner. I don't know whether he did it on purpose or not, but and it's literally like the instant someone dies, they're gone. You can't speak to them, and you're just running around. You're the only one left, and you're like running around in the dark. Maybe you've got a torch, maybe you haven't got a torch, and then you can hear all these fucking things like scattering around. It's a good horror game and a comedy game at the same time. It's like when shit goes wrong, it's usually hilarious.
Yeah, and you've got to role play it. You've got to play it like in there with their rules, not on Discord.
Yeah,
don't not play on Discord.
Don't skirt around the rules. Do it so that you can't. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I only played a couple of hours of it.
I guess it's a roguelike technically because you play until everyone's dead or like you don't meet your quota and get the sack.
Yeah,
and you can revive them and
when you go into the to those facilities, you can see how they block the doors off, right? Sometimes the doors are open, sometimes they're not. You notice like some of the corridors are pretty crappy, right? It's like, oh, I'll go through this door into a corridor, and you go down to some stairs, and it's a dead end. Like it makes no sense, right? Why does that exist? Why is that like it is? But
Because it's a death
like you
trap
say,
usually.
well, like you say as well, it's one guy who's done it or whatever, and now he's got a budget. It'll be interesting to see where that goes.
Yeah,
Actually, it's
I
not.
mean that could be on people's games of the year list next year potentially.
Yes,
If that gets
yeah.
expanded on, it's got huge potential to be
It,
just. It's already been huge for the guy that made it.
yeah, it reminds me of what was the one where
Valheim, maybe.
No, it reminds me of the one where everyone was on the spaceship and then they had to
Among
have
Us?
a meeting. Among Us. Yeah, it's a very, very easy, cheap, and fun.
It looks ridiculous.
way
Like
for
it makes
people to
when they're people
interact with.
running, they look ridiculous and stuff like that. So,
But it's the way that these games take off like wildfire because they enable people to have fun with their friends easily, right? Easily, not a
you don't need a killer
not a-
PC or anything to play this game.
You don't need a killer PC. You don't need a big, it's not a big download, and it's not a huge expense. So
I wouldn't
no
be. I
one,
wouldn't be surprised if something like this was like first thought of up, or there's game versions of it in Roblox or something, because it is that
There's
style
almost
of.
guaranteed there's versions of this in Roblox now.
Oh, there is now.
Oh, for
Yes.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's such a simple sort of design and sort of how it's been set up. But
This is the sort of thing. It looks like some guy might have made this for a university project
Right.
and just accidentally got the secret sauce right. Like, holy shit, this is a lot of fun, right?
Yeah. And it just sort of snowballed. So yeah, good on
Yeah.
Lethal Company getting number 1 from Stan.
Yeah, good shout from the boy.
So second on his list is Zelda. I'm guessing this is
Tears of the Kingdom, I
Tears
guess.
of the Kingdom. Yep.
I'm surprised we haven't heard from Zelda before this. Very surprised, to be honest.
Not
with
many
you.
Switch players apparently on the listeners feed or the Discord.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah. So number 3, he's put as Stellaris.
Yeah.
I will second him on that. I think Stellaris is probably the best 4X game Paradox have done.
It works well. Multiplayer works.
Yeah, it's so deep. You can't begin to start talking about how good it is, and nothing really compares against it.
Stellaris, and I'm sure Stan is going to listen to this, but Stellaris, I credit Stellaris with just when Stan started playing Stellaris. So for those who don't know, Stan's my son, by the way. Of course, everybody knows. When Stan started playing Stellaris, and I looked at it, and I know it's a Dave game as well. I'm just like, yes, right. He's got, economics, politics, strategy, war. I mean, I don't know the game, Dave. You know the game better than I do.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know how you worry about your kids, like, are they going to be all right in the, whatever? Like, I'm just like, if he can play that, he's going to be fine.
Yeah. That's a complicated piece of shit.
I can't play that.
Yeah. You're juggling multiple balls, but you don't.
Yes.
The balls are 4D, and you're in a 3D space, and you don't know where in time the balls are. It's very good, very complex.
He's continued to buy DLC. I think this
I
year
assume
he
there's
bought some
tons of
DLC.
mods available for Stellaris as well.
There's tons of mods, but there's hundreds.
You can play as Star Trek people and all that nonsense, no doubt.
All that, yeah. There's total conversion mods. There's just simple UI mods, but there's mods that change it completely. But most of the DLC, or the official DLC, is very good. It expands in a specific direction, whether it be religion or a new character class, a new way that a class interacts with resources or their population.
It is on consoles as well, isn't it? This game.
It is. I don't know much about the console stuff. I've only played it on PC. But yeah, when it was released in 2017, 2016 maybe. It was a very different game. How you moved around the map and everything is for all the different classes was completely, there was like 3 or 4 main ways that you can move around, and basically they've done revision on revision, and they've sort of finally honed a well balanced game that makes all the characters different. So yeah, brilliant game.
It stood the test of time. At least 7 years, anyway.
Yeah, no, it's good. So yep, Stan, awesome. Number 3. Number 4 on his list.
Speaking of standing the test of time,
Standing the test of time. Minecraft, the classic.
Yeah. Which got a bit of a resurgence this year over at the Veteran Gamers. They had their
servers back online and
their
everything.
server back online, and a lot of people jumping in and putting some hours in.
Well, okay.
I know. It's funny because I was thinking about this the other day as I came down and saw Stan playing Minecraft, and it's interesting now that my children are old enough. I'm seeing them return to games. You know, not just play games, but now they're going back to these games that they played when they were kids. It's
Right.
like, you know,
They're still
these old
kids.
games.
it's very odd. You know,
Yeah.
been around too long now. But Minecraft's great. Minecraft is Minecraft. I mean, you go back, it's going to be on it's going to be on Game of the Year lists going back 10, 15 years now, right? So
Yeah, it's funny because I said, you know, it's on Xbox now, and I was playing with my daughter split screen on the TV, and it's
It's on
so
fucking
weird.
everything now.
Been on everything for a long, long time.
Yeah, but I remember my daughter first playing it on the iPad. But yeah, it's so weird, and there's the game still, you can still work together, you can work collaboratively, but also you can mess things up for each other, and yeah, and all the like the online interactivity and servers and things like that. So yeah, will it ever go away? I can't.
That's a forever
see
game
it.
now, surely.
It's like a Lego.
You know
isn't it?
what's trying to take its pie is Fortnite. Fortnite's trying to replace Minecraft. It's doing a pretty good job of doing all right, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure it'll ever take over Minecraft.
They don't have to. Well, I mean, overtaking, sure, you know, you can measure it that way. But I mean, these things can be here to. Who says they can't be here to stay? Minecraft is such a phenomenal experience for kids, right?
Well, it's been like modded into educational versions and everything, hasn't it? So I don't think it's going. Fucking Minecraft was probably Microsoft's best ever purchase, I would say. Better than Activision, Blizzard, whatever.
So yeah, good choice, Stan. Well done. Number 5 on his list is a game I've looked at but I haven't really got into. Deep Rock Galactic.
Wow.
I was very surprised to see this on his list.
He's only just bought this.
Well, he's put
It's
it
been on Game Pass for a while.
Yeah. I've played it. I've played it, bits and pieces of this.
So this is a 4-player similar.
This could be, you know, your Lethal Company style game,
right,
where shit goes wrong, and
You play as characters and have got roles.
Dwarfs,
and
largely.
Is it dwarfs? Is it?
I think
is it
they're all
dwarfs in
dwarfs.
space.
Yeah.
So yeah. I've seen things. I've looked at it. I've not put too much time into it myself.
This is another game that's had lots of updates throughout the years to keep it relevant.
Right. Cool. Okay. Well, that's top 5 from Stan. Thank you very much.
I can see I'm next on the list. My wife's just dropped off a plate of pizza for me. Can we jump to Neil?
Jump to Neil.
Oh, are we going to do me? Do Dave. Do Dave.
I'll do my own list next. So, I kicked off this early. I was like, I pretty much know what my top 5 of the year is. So I posted this mid-December. I will start with arguably a Dave game. Dyson Sphere Project. Dyson Sphere Project, I've put hundreds of hours into this year. They've done a massive update very recently regarding enemies. I'm not 100% about actually the enemies. I'm the same with my next game on the year list. I don't play it for the batting against the AI. I do it. I bat the enemy of this game and the next game in my list is me, and how I
It's your bedtime.
plan. It's the yeah my work life balance. That's my enemy in these games. But I have a specific goal in Dyson Sphere Project, and well, my next game is Factorio. Both similar games. One's isometric 3D. Well, it's not isometric. One's a 3D game. One's a 2D game. Of basically, I don't know, a base building, colony building. No, not colony. Base building, resource management, creating workflows. Yeah. It's
Is
just
that Factorio you're talking about now?
this is Dyson Sphere Project,
Oh, it's
and
called Dyson Sphere.
I could be talking about Factorio because they're both very similar. I've put very similar time in. Both games are extremely well received across anybody that likes these types of games. Continue to gangbusters on sales. And yeah, I just can't get enough of it. Funnily enough, I'll be speaking about a game that I've been playing later, which ties into it as well, which surprised me, which was funny. So that's my 1 and 2. Dyson Sphere Project is my number 1, and Factorio is my number 2. I spent more time worrying about which one should be 1 and 2 than the rest of them.
So those are the real standouts. Then.
Yeah.
But that's surprised. But even though you say that, I mean, it's your list, but I'm surprised because even the other ones I know you put a lot of time into. Well, certainly this next one.
I have to restrict myself, and it's like when you give up something. You have to like put real effort into not doing the thing that you want to give up. And Dyson Sphere and Factorio are my games that I specifically say to myself, I have to limit myself on this now because it's a detriment to myself. Yeah. So, yeah. So those are my my games, my 1 and 2 of the year. They're not new games, but they're games that are still very well supported, played, and they will be in my list of games that I will be playing next year. Whether they're
be in the top 2 next year as well.
I don't know. We will see. But there are games that are after their places. So the next game on my list was RimWorld. RimWorld, I've talked about RimWorld quite a lot. I got again hundreds of hours into this. It's basically a colony sim. Sims like in that you get attached to your characters and you build them up and you give them they get attributes and they progress and do various things. But as RimWorld, you're more of a colony overview than the actual characters themselves, but you do get attached to them. That's my number 3. It's a really good game, really good story builder. Tons of DLC, tons of mods. Again, like universally praised across everything that's played it. Love it. It's definitely my top 3. The next game kind of surprised myself. My number 4 I've put as Dave the Diver. I've put a lot of time in this. I haven't completed it, and it's really been bugging me that I haven't completed it. I really should go back. Every time I think I should go back, I'll start playing it.
Let's start playing Dyson Sphere.
Yeah, or something else. But I'm so close. I know I'm so close to completing it. So I think I've literally just got to do it like probably about half hour more. And I'll complete it. But as a singles...
You got to sit down. You got to sit yourself down and say, "I'm not leaving till I finish this."
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but you might think like you're near the end and then spend another 10 hours doing it.
doesn't faze me. I'll do that. Pardon me. Great game. I play it on the. It's all. I
Steam
also
Deck.
have it on Steam Deck. It's great on the Steam Deck. On there, controls really well. Feels really well. Feels doesn't feel like I'm on a computer, but it feels brilliant for a handheld device. And the Steam online saves and stuff.
Cloud
Literally, I
saving
can
and all that.
cloud
nonsense.
saving. I can save on my computer and 5 seconds later boot on my Steam Deck, load up to the same bit.
Should have had this
everything.
finished by now, surely. Then.
Yeah, I don't know why I haven't.
Yeah,
Has your
why not?
daughter still got your Steam Deck?
I've still got my Steam Deck. Yeah.
No,
Has
has
your
your
daughter
daughter still got
still got your Steam Deck?
No, my daughter. No. No, she's nicked the Xbox. I got my Steam Deck back. So,
So
yeah.
you had to pay to get your Steam Deck back.
Same price as a Steam Deck to get the Steam Deck back.
So no, I've put that as my number 4. Dave the Diver. Great game. I wouldn't call it an indie game. I know
It's not an indie game because it's made by this huge developer.
It was on a lot of indie game of the year.
It's an indie-looking
top 5.
game by a
it's not an indie game.
non-indie
It's a big
developer.
Korean
Huge publisher with huge backing. So
yeah, it's a great game, and you can see,
if you when you finish the game, you watch the credits, you know it's definitely not a fucking indie game.
So yeah, that's my number 4, and my number 5. My number 5 narrowly got to number 5. I've had lots of fun with lots of other games this year, but the game that I've had the most fun with everybody else is Hunt.
What?
What?
What? Hunt.
Yes.
I put the Hunt. It's not actually the Hunt.
We got you the other day, didn't we? We got you the other day in that
Hunt.
match.
I think I'm not sure if I posted this before or after. I don't know, but whenever I want a good time, there's somebody always playing Hunt. Pretty much. If I want to jump onto multiplayer, or just shout out Hunt to the Hunt team group in Discord, somebody's going to be on. And it is genuinely a really good and I don't say fair. No, I want to say fair. It's a very difficult. You've got it. There's the high risk, high reward style of gameplay, and to be good at it, you've got to play it a lot. But playing it a lot is its reward that you get good at it and you progress. I'm not at that stage. I'm lucky enough that I can stand at the back with 2 other people that are really good at the game. But I have a really good time at the same point. It looks really well. The sound is amazing. And even when I'm just sort of bumbling about, I'm still learning about the game and how things handle and everything like that. So and it's still very well supported. Again, it's one of those things that I'm on these games is that all of them are still being progressed. Hunt's 4 years old now?
It's
5 years
probably
old?
older than that, mate. It's fucking. I reckon game's been about 7 or 8 years, maybe.
Yeah, but still got a massive following. Still gets regular updates. New things are being added all the time, and that's one thing I do love about these games is you come into them, and a couple, not even 6 months, a couple of months off. It's like, what's changed? What's new? And it's a discovery. Not only of things that because I haven't played it that much, but actually what's changed and what's the new meta? How
They keep it.
They keep it fresh.
If you've got your soundboard, have you got your soundboard ready there, Fraser?
No, I haven't, unfortunately.
They keep it fresh. You said the word.
Yeah, I don't even know where.
But you can't. It won't come through on Craig. But
no, I don't have it anyway. Sorry, no.
No, fresh. So yeah. So Hunt Showdown. Hunt Showdown.
yeah.
My 5th in my top 5.
Wow.
All right.
Right then.
May not have heard the last of that game.
We
there's
definitely
two
haven't
other
heard the last of that game.
there's two other lists, but I was gonna host a list, but
What was the
nobody
game
else.
that might have knocked it off your list then, Dave?
There's been quite a few.
Have you found it hard to get to 5?
No, not at all. I had X4, Wreckfest. I still play Wreckfest like
You play that
Yeah,
loads.
we always see you on
once a week.
Wreckfest. Yeah.
Yeah. Crusader
That's
Kings
sort of
was
like a
another.
comfy pair of slippers for you, that I think, though, right? You just
It's literally I just put YouTube or Netflix on, one screen, put Wreckfest on, turn the sound down,
you just
and then
this is teenager. He's able to do this.
but
Teenagers
then
do
but
that.
but like if I die in the first corner, brilliant. I get to watch whatever I'm watching on the other thing.
Oh,
If
yeah.
not, I concentrate and I try and do as best I can. But I go to the servers where it's like 100% damage. Reverse is okay. Whatever
Oh,
vehicle
so
you
people
want.
could just literally try and troll you in your
Yeah,
games.
that's
Really?
half the game. Yeah, is avoiding.
100% damage
Someone
means
going
you
the wrong
get
way
damage. You
around.
can be kicked, you're destroyed pretty quickly.
I can it's literally the first. If you are in the middle of or at the at the edge of the thing and the whole like 15 cars bomb you, yeah, you're dead. It's like, oh, okay, well, you shouldn't have been there. So you've got to brake and then you've got to sort of get behind them and go.
It's like Forza, basically.
Yeah, but you get buses coming the other way the next lap,
Yeah.
because the
Bit
buses
like
just
Forza.
turn around a bit like Forza. But yeah, like, and you know that they're going to be there, so you try and dodge them, and it's the game is, well, winning, but also surviving. And if I don't do either, oh fuck it, I got something else on the TV. Like I don't, it. There's no stakes in it. It's like I'm playing a brilliant racing game, or I'm watching something I want to watch.
That's amazing that game is still going, because that started as an early access. What was it called?
It was no.
Fucking something about my
Armageddon?
something car.
No, it was something else, wasn't
Something
it?
about a car. It started off as something
Oh,
else.
yeah.
Wasn't it car story or something like that? It's
It was
weird,
something
wasn't it?
really shit.
Didn't Sean point us in? I remember Sean was interested in
Maybe.
that back in the day.
I
Anywho.
don't remember. Anyway, again, yeah, like I play that. Like other games, yeah. So X4, I could have talked about S4. Crusader Kings, I played tons of Crusader Kings. Did play a lot of Call of Duty. What else? Kerbal. I didn't play 2. I still play Kerbal this year.
The original.
Yeah, the original, still the best. Yeah, those are the main ones I probably would have talked about. Stellaris, I put quite a lot of time into this year as well. So there's a lot, but I was like, I wanted to talk about a multiplayer game, in
Fair
my
enough.
top 5.
Fair enough. Breakfast used
Cool.
to be next car game.
That's
Next car game.
What a shit name.
Yeah, it was.
Good job they changed it.
I think I got it for free. Like, it's so long ago.
Is it still on Game Pass as well?
When I was on Game Punchers, I got a review copy of it back then, I think.
They done a massive push, and the big first thing that I did was the big arena. That was a lot of places where you could get your car destroyed, and it was the car destruction that they were trying to sell.
Yeah, it was like loop-de-loops and stuff, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, and like just big rammers that could smash your car up, and yeah, like yeah, it was
It
all
was a
about.
physics showcase,
Yeah,
possibly,
yeah.
to start with.
It showed off what it could do, and it turned into a really good racer.
Yeah, early access was just before Christmas 2013.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, so that was back.
Still going.
Long time
Still
ago.
playable.
Yeah. So there we go. So, but that didn't get on the top 5. Last
Nice.
one was Hunt Showdown. So there's 2 lists left. I haven't got the list for you,
No.
or so Fraser or
I can
Neil.
go through my own list.
I will let you talk about your list now.
Who's going first then? Come on, then you finish your pizza.
Okay. Neil likes the end. I know it.
Who
Right, let's go. I'm not going to go in top order. I'll go from bottom upwards.
That's the way I'm doing it too.
Yes. I have. Should I do my honorable mention first? Honorable mention I have for Cocoon.
Okay.
I loved it. I thought it was just such a beautifully, lovely crafted game. I just love it. I mean, I was surprised to hear somebody the other day say they didn't really think that much of it, but I just thought it was just. I can see why it might not be your type of game. That's fair enough, but I think it was my type of game, and construction wise, I thought it was just made brilliantly.
I think the
I
only
think
thing
there's
that
oh,
is
go on.
a detraction from it, maybe, is it was a bit too easy
So
as a puzzle game.
I was gonna say is that without it pushed you in the direction that the puzzle needed to be solved so well that
Yeah.
it didn't feel so much of a puzzle, but more of
Yeah, it was. You always knew like virtually exactly what you had to do.
Yeah.
I
So-
didn't mind that. To me, that was a
Yeah.
feature. I remember talking about it and saying it limited you to the area that you needed to resolve.
Yep.
See, I'm a fucking mess, right, in my life, right? like most adults. And if it had the gates open and I was able to wander to the other part of the map, I had pulled what little hair I have remaining on my head out, trying to figure out how to, thank you for making this,
Yeah.
not necessarily easy. I don't want to say easy because I don't think it was
No.
easy.
I don't
It
think,
was still,
it was too easy for a puzzle game. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
yeah.
it was very, I don't know, it was pretty obvious what you had to do all the time. It basically
Pretty
blocked
much.
you off from fucking going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Is what it did. It
Yeah.
was like, no, it let you do a little bit of fucking around, but it was basically, no, you can't go back there.
I
So
don't
obviously,
wanna
what
go
you've got to go back there, whatever you've got to do, is not back there.
Right,
Well-
which is good because that to me is wasted time. I don't need to be over there. Like, just don't send me over there. Show me the shit I need to do here. Show me the table I need to build or whatever it is, garbage you need me to put out. That's my life, right? Just point me in the right direction. Give me the task I need to do. Is this sending me on wild goose chases? This is what drives me bonkers, right? I just can't. But it doesn't do that, so that's good.
No.
Anyway, Cocoon got an honorable mention. Number 5 on my list was Dredge.
Oh, I thought this might be higher.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
I thought this was your potential
number.
number one. This one.
Okay, my list is a little bit odd, and I'll explain it in some ways. But I would like Dredge to perhaps have been a little bit like in terms of single player. I mean, there are some great single player. I mean, in single player experiences, Dredge and Cocoon, they could either of them could have been swapped. It really doesn't matter. But I just gave it to Dredge in the end. I thought the atmosphere of Dredge was fantastic. It just seemed something a little bit different.
You seemed genuinely excited when you talked about it.
Yes.
When you spoke about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I liked it. I liked the start of Dredge. It's so ominous, and until you start wrapping your head around, I mean, it's one of those things. It's very hard. I was thinking about this today, and I'm off. Here I go, off on a bit of a tangent. But I was thinking about this today, and I think it was something Mike Chin had said a little while back. He said the problem with as you're getting older is you have been through a lot of the gaming, and this is not quote verbatim from Mike.
No.
I'm now put my own spin on it, maybe, but it might not even been a Mike actually. It might be someone else. But it doesn't matter.
Somebody
but it doesn't
He's
matter.
not even that
Chinny.
old.
I'm just rambling now. This is just going on forever. Is that as we've got older, you've been through many, many, many different gaming experiences. And so for me, something like Dredge, to get me excited, to be in a different area, to not understand, to have that ominous feeling, when I get into a video game and there's probably when I get into a single player video game and there's not much emotional immersiveness. Does that sound? Dredge had that. Dredge. I was not literally shitting my pants because that would have meant I'd shit my pants.
Well,
metaphorically shitting your pants.
But I mean, it was really like when you get stuck out in the. I mean, you're on this. You've got time limits on being out in the ocean, and you don't know what's out there. It's that great abyss, whatever they call it, thalassophobia, things under the water and things like that, right?
It
was cool.
I've still got to play this.
Oh yeah, you really do need to play it.
I bought it, but I've not played it.
Man.
And I know, like, this could be on my.
You play the first 5 minutes, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about as you get it. It's and then you're just in. I think that's what it is.
This year's been mental for me personally, like in terms of the amount of games I've played and.
Good games. Yeah, you're a machine, mate. Like we all know it. We all see it. You're a machine. Anyway, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Number 4, I'm the yin to the yang, right? You're the yin to my yang. I don't want to play any games except for one, really. Anyway, no, that's not true. Number 4 on my list is Mario Wonder, which, again, see, the problem is this list is, I mean, it's a fantastic game. It's a fantastic game. I mean, on any given opportunity, there's a very good chance that could be up near the top. But it's more Mario. There is that. I mean, what they did with Mario, they totally refreshed. It's the biggest refreshment of 2D Mario that we've seen for ever. I think pretty much.
I think before this year, if you'd have said, "What can they do for 2D Mario now?" Like after Mario Maker, and it's just there's not a lot a normal human could go. Let's just like completely upend like everything we know about it and the characters and how they interact and how they transform into each other, and just off you go. Like, yeah, it was very inventive.
You've played this, Dave?
I played it, yeah.
It's not in your top 5. Interesting.
I put a couple of hours into it and went, yeah.
Couple of hours?
I mean, I think that's the thing is, it's more, it's phenomenal Mario. It's a great Mario next step in the Mario story, in their 2D Storio. But the bottom line is, but the bottom line, like I spoke to people, it might even be, possibly you knew, or somebody was saying the Super Mario Wii U, whatever.
Yeah, I was talking about this the other week.
I think you said you didn't like it. You said it was
I went back and played.
Right.
It was emulated, but I was like, this is so slow, feels shit.
Yeah.
Like having played Wonder since, like in the meantime.
Yeah. But I mean, every time they put their hand to this stuff, it's golden, isn't it? So I mean, Mario Wonder it's just great. But it is more Mario, right? When you boil it down at the end, once you've I finished it, by the way. Did I tell you this?
It's the most crazy Mario game you've played. More mental than any other Mario you've ever played.
Right. It is the most. It is, and okay. So yeah, sorry. I should say I finished this. So I rolled credits on it. I took it back to the library. I think I ended up having it out. I had $1 fine. It cost me $1 for Mario Wonder, and I went to go pay it the other day, and she went, "I'm just going to waive it. It's okay. It's fine."
Results.
So there you go.
That's how you can afford a £500
Once I rolled
mixer.
credits, though, I was fine to put it down and walk away. I was like, I'm done with Mario now. Again, he's beaten the crap. There's a part of me would like to have gone back and maybe 100% complete it. There's only so much Mario I can take, right? That being said, if there was ever a level where I'd missed the Wonder Seed, I went straight back into the level. Like I was heads down. I need to finish this. So I'm only, I started off playing it and I was collecting everything. I got to a point later where I was just like, I just need to get enough seeds to get me to the next level. I got to roll credits. And get this out of here.
Right.
And by the time I did that, I'd had enough. But if I ever was on a level and I'd missed the Wonder Seed, I definitely went and found it just to see, because I just wanted to see what they were going to do. Like, it was just, to me, if I missed the Wonder Seed, it was an opportunity missed. It was like, what on earth are they going to do with this level?
What was that going to be?
Yeah, so I wish I'd had it and I could pop it back on and maybe get back
just bought
into it. I could have just bought it. That's a whole other argument that Neil loves to have. But yeah, it was great. It was great. It's great.
Good.
Mario Wonder. And I loved also my favorite, probably one of my favorite parts. There's a couple of favorite things. I like the little flowers that talk to you. I don't know why. I think I love them. And I love the way that every time you turned into an elephant, you got a horn, the trumpet sound. Trumpet became the prominent musical instrument.
There were so many good things about that game.
It's so.
While we're talking, it's going up and down my list. Keep changing.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the that's the thing, with Mario, and also what else is above a couple of places up. The crafting of them is just second to none, right? Nobody makes games better. I don't care what you say. Nobody makes games better.
The seal of quality in that.
Absolutely. The gold Nintendo star, right, that used to get on the package was there for a reason. Still, they could still do that. Okay, third place I have Hunt Showdown. I mean, it's top Dave's
second.
Third.
Third. Cocoon
Oh.
was an honourable mention.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, so Hunt Showdown.
We're cheating, Dave. I'll let you know. I'm going to cheat even more than
Okay,
Fraser
good.
is.
Hunt Showdown continues to deliver. Anybody who listens to the podcast regularly has heard us talk about it all the time. But I mean, I could just pick any given day. I mean, look, today's honorable mention goes to Gary and Mark, who we went in and played with. You know, we went in and played our some games at lunchtime. Got immensely frustrated. I pretty much almost rage quit and stormed off this afternoon because we just got ganked and killed, and But then I've played other games where we're just in. Neil, you and I have been playing games
2 days
recently.
ago, we didn't
Mate.
fucking lose a game. I was like,
No,
I
we
don't think I've ever had a run like this. I had one guy and he played all night long.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we couldn't. We were just
Till like fucking 4 a.m.
I don't know what it
me.
is. Like, we played some really good games. We had a fucking laugh playing it. We were in hysterics, I remember, on the night before that. And you know, I've played some games where Mark, you know, I could go out one day with Mark and Gary, and probably have on numerous occasions where we're just the strats are right, everybody's doing everything right, you know, it's all just working. And then you have other times it's just a fucking shit show, and it's just like, what's going on? You pull your hair out. But they do but people are playing it. We're having a laugh. Everybody knows sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days, whatever. Good hunts,
Sometimes,
bad hunts.
Fraser's going to throw his toys out the pram.
See, everybody, there's lots of people who throw the toys out the pram a little
I
bit here
did
and
months
there.
ago.
Yeah. Anyway, we won't talk about all the toy pram throwing. It's just great, and Crytek does a very good job of supporting it in the community, and it's very, very healthy and alive.
It's got a dedicated player base that they have, and they keep freshening it up. They keep doing stuff to keep it interesting.
Yes, they really do. So yeah. Anyway, that's enough Hunt for sure. Number 3 on my list. Number 2 on my list is Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Fuck off.
Why?
Well, I don't know what your number 1 is now.
You haven't been paying attention if you don't know what number 1 is. So, Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I think Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom could possibly be the greatest game ever made.
It's not number 1 this year.
I stand by that. Is it my favorite game I've ever played? Not necessarily. Is it the best? Is it my favorite game I played this year?
No, obviously not.
Obviously, well, it's not about favorites. Anyway,
this isn't favourites.
Is it
best?
No, it's not necessarily favorites, but and you'll see when you get to number 1, you'll understand why I say that. But again, it's the same as Mario. Just everything is so well done. I picked up Zelda the other day to go on a little wander and try and do something. 7 hours later, I'm exploring caverns, whatever. Absolutely just having the time of my life experimenting with attaching different things to bows and arrows and weapons and whatnot. The weapon degradation that people have lamented, I think, is fantastic and encourages you to try all the mechanics that they have in the game of fusing weapons and
combining and fusing, yeah. And what a technical marvel for it to be on a Switch, which most people laugh about the capability of it.
It goes to show it doesn't have to be all singing, all dancing, 1,000 frames a second.
What were you going to say? £1,000 for a motherboard?
1,000 frames a second, 8K doesn't have to be what we're all striving for. Nintendo show time and time again. Well, I mean, there's lots of games on these lists that aren't high performance games, so
no, but Zelda, bit like the imagination, the world, the innovation of how it changed from the original Zelda to this game, to the kingdom, and having all this creative elements. Yeah.
Have you finished this game?
No.
I need to play it. I need to play it more. I've
heard some massive
15
spoilers for this game.
Oh, don't say anything.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything.
I've avoided so much.
I wouldn't do
I've
that.
not watched one YouTube video. I've not watched anything. All of my time with Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom is my time with Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, and I just like it. And it's just again, it's testament to Nintendo. Nobody there knows the words "that'll do." Like nothing will do. with
I
this
can't
game.
believe the
Like,
tools they give you in this game that just sound like the game could be completely fucking broken. And then it works on
It
a
almost
Switch.
is.
How does it work
know-
on a Switch? The stuff that they do, they go, you know what? You can just fucking climb through a piece of rock that's above your head and
Yeah.
like ID clip it upwards until you
Yeah.
reach like the air again. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? How do you
It
plan a
doesn't
game
make
like
any.
that?
It doesn't make any sense on paper, right? You're just like, how can that be? Like, I've got to places and it's like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll just do my teleport up through the rocks or whatever like that. Yep, you can do that. No problem. They got it covered. I don't know. How do
It's
fuck do
fucking
you
batshit.
balance that?
A lot
Like,
of
it's
thinking,
just,
I'm guessing.
I mean, of course, there's a lot of money behind it, and I'm sure it made more money than
Mate.
almost anything else. I mean,
Thing is, like, alluring to what we said about earlier about budgets and games and stuff like that. Maybe there's a secret to Nintendo's success in like restricting the hardware. Means you don't have to spend £1 billion to make a fucking video game that's just amazing.
you're probably not wrong. Set
It's
yourself
not
the
me that said that.
limitations.
Someone else said that.
They also have the advantage in that they are fully optimized for their own system. Like there's no going to be no bottlenecks, right?
Yeah, they're ringing every last
They know
frame, every
exactly
last
what
polygon.
they're using. Every core, they're using the secret cores that they don't tell anyone else about. So, yeah, Zelda's wonderful. And all I need to do is pick it back up, and I could be stuck in there for another 8 hours, not doing what I intended to do.
I think I worked out what
that's-
your number one is as well, by the way.
Okay. So if you, what is it then?
It's fucking pinball on the iPad.
It is. How did you guess?
Oh, fuck off.
My number one is Williams Pinball on the iPad. Okay, now this has been out for a while. It is an iPad game. Dave, look at Dave's face. He's disgusted with me.
No, you know.
I
Who-
would be. I would be disgusted with myself if I was you. Don't worry. But
Who
hear me
am I
out.
to judge?
Hear me out. You are my colleague on the Seal podcast. That's who you are to judge. It's actually your role to judge. This is what we do. But hear me out. Okay, so Williams Pinball is basically Zen Pinball. But Williams Pinball is Zen Pinball's interpretation of a set amount. I think it's close to maybe 20 No, I think it's 12 tables.
It was 8 tables last time you spoke about it.
No, it's
Keeps
more than
going
8.
up.
It's definitely more than 8. I think it's 12 tables. All
Right.
proper Williams. So Williams was a proper pinball manufacturer, right? So they made
maybe
some
you'd unlocked 8 and you're still trying to unlock it.
Yeah, I think I've got So Williams is a very famous pinball manufacturer. If you know pinball at all, then you know some of their tables. The most famous table they've done is, I think they did the Addams Family, which is not on this collection, so that's a moot point anyway. But anyway, on this is Mars Attacks, Fish Tales. Oh, tons of them. Anyway, anyway. So I just happened out of the blue to play Williams Pinball on the iOS. Downloaded it at the start of the year. It plays brilliantly on the iPad. Like I've played a ton of pinball games, virtual pinball games on Steam, on PC, on Xbox, on whatever it may be. It just works. To me, it works brilliantly. It's no lag input. It's just, it's easy to hold. It's portrait mode in your hand. It works. And the iPad is a nice big screen size. So that was pretty cool. And then these tables, Williams tables, are just very, very well recreated. I played a lot of Fish Tales back in the day. I played a lot of Creature from the Black Lagoon. So playing these tables again was a massive nostalgia rush for me.
Yeah.
Plus, because I was able to play these games sitting on the toilet or whatever I was doing or in bed, I learned the rule sets for them. And rule sets are extremely important in later pinball machines because they can be quite complicated, but they can also lead to big points. Ergo, you become a pinball addict, which is what happened to me again. And then through Williams Pinball, I rediscovered the pinball community around me. I've played in close to 15 tournaments so far this year. I am seriously thinking of playing in some international tournaments, or when I say international tournaments, going abroad for a tournament. And when I say going abroad, going across the border to the States. But I may come to England to play in the UK Open, which I don't think.
How did you get into that?
You just enter it. That's
have
the
to pay.
beauty of it. It's just fucking pinball, mate.
It's an
Just
open at
enter
the
it.
end of the day.
Yeah, it's open.
That's why it's called
Just
open.
you just pay your money and you go along and play. And you can be shit, but you play a lot of pinball or whatever.
You never know.
The
You might get lucky.
tournaments are fantastic because competition is great. I love competition, and I love.
There's someone always got to be propping up the bottom out there, Fraser.
Oh yeah, that is not far off me at the moment. Although and I've got my world ranking. I'm up to I think 8,000 now is my world ranking.
I'd be happy if I was 8,000 in the world or something.
Right? How is that not cool? Right? And if I go to the big tournaments and even do shit in the big tournaments, you get a lot of points towards your rankings. So I'm thinking of doing that.
You're still only 8,000th in the world.
And a special mention as well, because this is the important kicker, that through me installing Williams Pinball on iOS, I have fucking met a ton of people, right? Through this pinball. I have literally now made good friends. Like,
is this your announcement that you're
a
doing
few good friends?
Have you told them you do a
podcast?
video game podcast?
No, I haven't. Like, I just don't.
You're not real
No,
good
I don't.
friends, then.
I don't. Honestly, I don't really promote the podcast to people. Like, I don't. Oh, I've got a podcast. I mean, it cracks me up. Like, I hear people taking the piss out of podcasts. We just do it. But I've made good friends. People I speak, people I genuinely like to meet and hang out with.
That's why you haven't
say
told
hello
them you do
to,
a podcast. Because they're actually good friends.
No, I think I have told some people that I've done a podcast, but I don't promote it, right? There are people in that community who have pinball podcasts, who have the T-shirts, who have the stickers, and I've got stickers, right? That people
You've got
have
CL
given me.
podcast stickers.
No, we should, but But anyway, so that to me is why Williams Pinball there is number one. It has had such a phenomenal impact on me this year in terms of something for me.
I don't know how I didn't get it
of a hobby or
beforehand. It was
whatever.
like fucking so obvious when you think about it.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and
when you said Zelda, I was like, oh, I know what it is.
So Williams Pinball up there. I think Williams Pinball is up there on the iOS. I'm playing it on iPad because it is genuinely fucking excellent. But also it symbolizes so much more. So there you go. That's my number one. Yep.
So the pinball's
getting 5 points from no one else.
There's lots of games getting 5 points from no one else.
There's
lots of games getting 1 point from no one else.
Yes. At least you put them in order. Right then. Are you done?
Right, he says, rubbing his hands.
Okay.
Strap in.
Okay. I'm going to do my top 5 back to front, as you said. Like, my number one will be last. It'll be pretty obvious probably by the time we get to number one what it's going to be. But I've got some special mentions. I've got a special mention for Coffee Golf. Because
I thought that's great.
It's not the best game, but we've got people who probably don't normally play video games posting in a Discord, posting their scores and stuff like that. So come out of nowhere.
You guys
still
play
it every
a lot,
day. Still play it every day.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a mention for Coffee Golf in the game of the year. It's not in my top 5, but yeah.
As a great social, silly, like couple of minutes game, it's great.
Or more if you want it.
If you want it. I don't, but
I've played a bit of Pro Tour. Every so often I'll just go and play it. Like I'll go, oh look, if you go into the Pro Tour, you're like, oh look, there's a completely different type of course that they've added. And it does they change around the types of courses and stuff. And now they've started to do the daily courses. They've been changing up the courses in terms of how they look and slightly different mechanics and stuff like that. So it's interesting. It's a good game. Good mobile game. I've got Sea of Stars on my honourable mentions because I have nowhere near finished the game. But the game is a joy. It's fucking it's like retro Chrono Trigger, old school Final Fantasy SNES RPG. Fucking phenomenal music. Great pixel art. A good story. And I've literally just got to the point where it goes, oh, you thought that was the story? Nah, mate, that's not the story. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know how many hours are left in this game. I feel like it's a much bigger game than I ever thought it was. Right. So I haven't played enough to get basically to go in my top 5, but I'm going to be playing that game for probably another few months yet. It's great. It's on Game Pass. It's on PS Plus, whatever extra. If you've got access to it, check it out. And bearing in mind, my top 5 are all games from 2023. I have to give a shout out to the game that consumed me for a few weeks that was not released this year, the Talos Principle.
Oh yeah.
What a great game that is.
2.
No,
No.
I haven't played 2. The first one. 2
First
came
one.
out this year. I saw 2 come out, but I was like, I'm sure I've played a bit of Talos Principle. No. And I've not played it. I had it in my Steam library, and the instant I installed it, I didn't do anything else for about 2 weeks other than play that game. So it totally grabbed me. For
That
like 2
to
weeks.
me is a perfect example of, and this has come up with some other conversations recently with other people, pile of shames.
Yeah.
Going back to pile of shames, there is a lot to be said for going back to games that you haven't finished, because if the timing is right, old games that just didn't tickle your fancy at the time.
I don't think I ever
end up-
started it, really.
Uh-huh.
And it was just like, I saw the second sequel come out. I was like, that's familiar. I know I've heard people talk about the original great. And I was like, I was like, is it on Game Pass? Well, I think I've got this somehow. And it was literally sitting there in my Steam library. And I was like, oh. So I installed it and fucking smashed like 30 hours in 2 weeks. And finished it over those 2 weeks. What a great puzzle game. And that may have sent me down a path of puzzle games. But there we go. So they're my honourable mentions. I'll go to my top 5. Number 5, in reverse order, is Dave the Diver.
Oh, another Dave the Diver. I only have to go up one little thing here.
Yeah, well,
That's
plus
good.
1 for Dave the Diver, because that was similar. Like, I saw some chitter chatter about this game, Dave the Diver. I looked at it and went, not really sure I'm into those cooking games. But it wasn't very expensive. It was on a introductory discount when it literally first came out. I was like, fuck it, it's not very expensive. For 13 quid or whatever, I'll buy it. And for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I did basically nothing other than play Dave the Diver. A great gameplay loop of like going fishing, catching all your fish, making sure you don't die, coming back, go back to your sushi restaurant, plan your restaurant, plan your dishes, suss out more and more of the mechanics as you go deeper and deeper, get more different fish, then unlock a whole load of other batshit story content that you didn't even think was there. It's like a secret gem. Even now, I don't think people really know how much of a game is there. It looks like a sushi restaurant simulator or whatever at some points, and then a fishing game at some points. But every single aspect of the game is extremely awesome. The story was cool. Finished the game. I don't want to spoil anything because it's like it will deny people the joy of playing the game if they haven't already. But fantastic. Not like I said, not earlier. Not an indie game made by fucking tons of people, but beautiful pixel art, great little fucking cutscenes and stuff like that. Fantastic game. Number 4 for me is Chance of Sonar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did finish it.
I
didn't you?
played that solid. This is another game that basically once I got, I just
now
played
I gotta find out how
solidly.
to spell that.
I'll post them.
Alright.
I'll paste them in a
No,
minute.
that's okay. I can find it. Just keep going.
So something like I've not really played before. Like I said, I played the Talos Principle, got really hooked on that whole puzzle gimmick. And this was a game I heard a couple of people talk about, not very really picking up huge like traffic anywhere. But it seems towards the end of the year now, I'm hearing a few Game of the Year discussions. It definitely gets a mention every now and again. So you're basically trying to decode foreign languages. There's about 5 foreign languages that you have to decode throughout the game through like you'll be doing something and someone will be talking to you and basically say, you can hear they make sounds and like their symbols will come up to represent what they're saying. and you've got to suss out what each symbol says in your little book. You write every so often. You'll write a load of things in the book. There'll be a picture and a symbol next to it, and you've got to match the symbol to the word or whatever that it is. And as you go through the game, there's 5 different races, if you like, or 5 different communities have all got different, all 5 different nationalities effectively that have got different languages. And you've got to try and as the languages go, they've got more and more words maybe, or but you can match up the words from the previous language with the new language that you discover. And there's a really cool story as it goes along. So, thoroughly recommended. Chants of Sonar.
Yeah, that's
Not
fair
very
enough. Didn't see
expensive.
that one coming.
Yeah, fucking brilliant. Like I say, not really like anything else I've played in terms of the mechanics of the game. Number 3, we have talked about this game already at length, is Super Mario Brothers Wonder. That has been up and down between 2 and 3. As we've been talking through the game tonight,
3 for 3 points for Mario Wonder. Oh, it's good for Wonder. That's a nice little bump for Wonder.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't really think we need to say anything more about Super Mario Wonder. But
what was your favorite power up?
As in a Mario power up, I did use the Flame Mario still loads. I still use Flame Mario. I use Flame
Mario almost all the time, exclusive. The bubble one I could never really.
I feel like there's lost potential that I haven't sussed out in the bubble.
I just tried to jump on the bubbles at times and had
you can do that.
I know you can, but I was terrible at it.
Yeah, you have to be good, obviously. Wow. Maybe that comes in the multiplayer. It might become more useful. I don't know. Because I didn't play multiplayer. The elephant's just hilarious though. But so.
Elephant's good. It's got some brute force for some excellent.
Yeah, it's just hilarious. So, but yeah, just a joy to play through.
I just gotta say, it's things like when you go in for there's one I can't even remember. I tried to go back and find it because I said to myself that would be a great level for grinding, and then later on they gave me a power up where every time you killed a monster you got coins. It's like, shit, I need to go back to that level then with that power up, and I can just stack up some. Did
you ever feel like you were in danger of losing all your lives? I never.
Towards
felt like
the
that was
end, did you finish it?
Yeah.
Towards the end, there were a couple of levels that were getting me closer to running out of lives. I mean, I was stockpiling up into the 20s, no problem, mid-game.
Oh, mate, I just go to the shop and buy fucking loads. I've got so many of these purple coins. I just fuck it. I've got to buy 20 fucking lives. I've always got tons of lives.
I was maxed out on purple coins. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So,
but it's there's one level I went back and it's just like it rains invincibility stars. It never stopped being invincible. It's brilliant. And it's giving you and every time you pick one up, even though it's literally raining shitloads of them down on you, every time you pick one up, it goes, well done. Great. You're a winner.
Yeah.
It's the easiest thing ever, and it's giving you the greatest praise. I love it.
This was close to number 2 because it was just such a feel-good game. It was just like, you're playing the game with a smile on your face nearly the whole time, apart from when you're in a level where you keep dying, and then you're just like the complete opposite.
I only found though that like the levels
they're usually the special ones where you don't really you don't lose lives, but they're like
even
the
though I
special
found
levels.
The levels that were rated really high, you just had to concentrate. Just take your time. Like I never
because
felt
they've
like they
removed the timer
difficult.
completely, and at any level, there's no timers.
Oh yeah, good point. I found if the game would punish you on the harder ones if you were a bit carefree. You couldn't be carefree.
The ones that were hard were like the sort of I can't remember what they call them, like the special levels. But basically, you go into it, and even if you die, you don't lose a life. Off your total list, I can't remember what they're called. Yeah, but is it Badge Arena? They were like the badge challenges or whatever. Like, and they were fucking. Some of them were rock hard to like finish and get everything. But yeah, you didn't lose a life at the end of the day if you died, so it didn't matter. Yeah. I just thought it was great, and in these modern times that are a bit shite generally, it's just good to play something that makes you happy.
It's good to turn into an elephant and water the plants.
Yeah, indeed. And there's just the little flourishes of animations and stuff like that. Just polish. Great.
What is it with trumpets and elephants?
But even so, all of that positivity, it's still only number 3. A bit of a contrast for number 2. Lies of P is my number 2.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Which
I had that down here. I knew that was coming.
you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming somewhere.
Yeah.
I like
That
my
was-
Souls
you know
likes.
when Neil's streaming or recording videos of stuff, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're into
So,
it.
Lies
I
of
don't know what
P
his number
was
1 is unless I really think
fantastic.
about it.
The only people I've not played like Lords of the Fallen that came out this year, but Lies of P is the closest I've ever played to a From Software game. Obviously, it wasn't made by From Software. Great look to it. Great story along the lines. It actually has a sensible story. That's where it diverges from a From Software game. It's quite obvious what the story is. You don't have to find all the weapons and all that bollocks to like sort out all the story. It's there as a story, and the action, the combat, absolutely nailed it. It was fucking brilliant, and I finally got to play through a game, a sort of Souls-like game, where I felt like I could actually do the parry, and it worked. Whereas every other game, like especially Sekiro, I love Sekiro, too fucking hard. I can't do the
Right.
parry. But Lies of P was just fucking brilliant. If you've if you're a Souls curious guy, Mike Chin, I heard you say you'd love to play a Souls game. You've got Game Pass. Play Lies of P. Doesn't cost you a penny.
Just your
Fucking
soul.
good. It doesn't cost you your soul because it's
It does. I played
fucking
it.
brilliant.
Oh my god, it's so hard. No, I'm just kidding. My question is this: how do you think they nailed it so well? Did they nail it close to being like a Souls game, or did they just really do their own thing and do it really well?
No, I don't. I think they aped it perfectly, almost. It's like I didn't play Bloodborne all the way through. I couldn't get on with Bloodborne. I appreciate it for what it is, but the ones that I've played are the Souls games, and Elden Ring, obviously. But it's very difficult to just describe how it's just a feeling. It's just like I've played, like the Surge was all right. It's just a bit meh at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I can't think of it. Like Neo, which is Team Ninja, isn't it? They made that Wolong game. I just could not get on with them. I don't know what it is. They just didn't feel right. But Lies of P is the one. I'm like, this feels like it was made by From Software to me. It's like the way you hit things with your swords, the way you dodge, the way you block, the whole mechanics just felt like a From game, but it's not. So fair play to them. They fucking nailed it. And that's my number 2.
The source material and the
I can't.
Graphics and everything. You can't.
The graphics are amazing. The graphics,
looked
like
really
the
nice.
atmosphere.
I played a little bit.
Yeah,
but it looked beautiful.
As how much they stretched that Pinocchio story into this bizarre, fucking Souls-like game. Like Lies, I guess Pinocchio's a pretty dark story when you think about it. Do you know what?
If you take,
did you go into a whale at any point during Lies of P? But that there is DLC coming. Just saying, maybe there's whale DLC. I don't know.
Battle. Whale tonsil.
I'm not going to spoil it either. But at the end of the game, there is a massive teaser, and I'm like, okay, that sounds interesting. So I'm not going to spoil it. You have to play the game to find out the teaser, or go on YouTube or fucking internet or whatever. You can obviously find it, but I ain't going to talk about it because I was like, that's interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, it was very close to number 1. In fact, it probably was my number 1 up until quite recently. And another game came out which fucking just blew everything else away that I've played this year and probably ever. Alan Wake 2 is my number 1 by a fucking country mile.
No way, really?
Yeah. Absolutely fucking bonkers. Gameplay's good. The story is fucking bonkers. And the stuff that happens in that game is like nothing else I've ever played. Just phenomenal.
Interesting.
You should have bought it when it was cheap.
I'll play it when it comes. Don't worry, I've got patience.
Oh, it's fucking so good. So good. And I've got I finished it, but
I
I've
tell
got to
you
play it
something.
again to finish it properly,
There was
which
a
I am
point.
going to do.
There was a point I was like, is his number one gonna be Hunt? And then you went, it wasn't my number one until a few weeks ago, and I was like, oh my god, it is Hunt. When it came out, I was like, fuck.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, yeah, Alan Wake, eh?
Alan Wake 2.
You know what you've
Totally.
done? You know what you've done with that, don't you?
I don't know if I've done it. Have I done
Yeah,
enough?
you've done it. You've done it. Just plonking
Good.
that. 2 people had Alan Wake 2 at number 1. That's enough, hands down. Alan
Well, that's
Wake
probably
2.
like a reflection of the reality of a huge critical reception about how great this fucking game is, lackluster sales on this game, basically
Right.
meaning that not enough people have experienced it.
Do you think it would have done better if it hadn't been on Epic?
Yes, undoubtedly. If that was on Steam, and the thing with Steam is that whole reviews system, just like that Lethal Company wouldn't have been the success if it wasn't on Steam, because that people start to pick up on the whole, oh, if it's got that many positive reviews, that means probably exponentially amount more people have actually bought it and are enjoying it, but that don't even review it. And when you see the ratio between positive reviews and total reviews, it's just like, if anything gets to overwhelmingly positive and it's got 100,000 plus reviews, that means that game's fucking banging usually. So if that was if Alan Wake 2 was on Steam, it would probably sell maybe 5 or 6 times more, I think, because there's not the same visibility on Epic, or it's a lot more. They do a bit of Metacritic and OpenCritic or whatever, and it's all critically acclaimed, but there's no physical releases, no video, no one's getting that for Christmas, so no one picking it up that way. It's only on Epic on PC.
What about the consoles?
So on consoles, there's no physical on consoles, so it's literally digital only. So yeah, no people getting that for Christmas off their granny or whatever. It's all digital, and it's only on Epic on PC. So
and yet here we are.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Essential, as far as I'm concerned, as a gameplay experience. It's just fucking mental.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Take note, everyone. Okay. Got to get on that then, haven't we? You need to keep reminding us.
Yeah, you bought Resident Evil 4 and then refunded it, and I said you should have bought Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, you're right. I should have done that. Well, I still got the money, but it's on Steam. It's in Steam credit now.
Yeah, locked into the system. Do you want to do a quick rundown of top
Have we got a year's top 5
game of the years?
Do what? The total top 5?
Total top 5.
Yeah, okay. Give me just a minute here. You talk amongst yourselves for a second. Let me just do some Excel's wizardry here.
Should we talk about the games that I've been playing in the meantime?
Yeah, go for it now.
Because I've already talked about.
I'll be done in a second. Oh my god! Yeah, okay. You got to make it quick.
We got half hour.
I'll just say
we're not doing another show.
Played Battlefield. Played Forza. Played Hunt. Okay. Dave.
Far Cry 6. Excellent. We
can come back to yours if you want to talk about them, because you haven't actually spoke about these. I'm just mentioning games that I've already spoke about.
Far Cry 6, I've spoken about that. We Who Are About to Die. I bought it, I refunded it. And Software Inc. I will talk about that next time on the show.
Okay.
I'm slightly addicted to it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay. I have some numbers now for you. God, it's been a long time since I've done any spreadsheet work.
Yeah.
I'm getting rusty.
Is it accurate? Is it correct?
It should be accurate. If anybody would like
to done a lookup table?
Chat a VLOOKUP. God, no. Okay, so let's see. We have lots of joint positions, but actually 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're a little bit off here. We have some joint. Actually, we can get rid of
Can you do it from the top 5 or not?
I think, yeah, it's actually going to be a top 6. Okay, here we go. I'll
So
just
we've
do
got a
top.
joint
I'll do
fifth or what?
10. Okay, top
Right,
10.
okay. Go on then.
Um,
Do-do-do-do.
top 10 is Armored Core. Number 10, Armored Core 6. That was Justin's top pick.
Imagine the top of the Pops music playing now.
That's how important having these top 1 to 5s are, right?
Yeah.
Because
Fair
Armored Core
play.
6 straying at number 10 with 5 points. Number 9 was Final Fantasy 16, 5 points. With 2 people had that. Hunt Showdown was 8th, shocking behavior, but 3 of us, I think. Oh no,
2 of us.
2 of us got it to 6 points. 3 of us got it to 6 points, but not Neil. 2, just Dave and I and somebody else. I can't remember who it was.
Gary.
Defo, yeah. Number 7, Starfield. So Starfield makes top 10. That's
That's
good.
the first list I've heard anywhere else.
Yep.
The Starfield.
Yep. Actually, I mean, all these top 10s, except for Armored Core, all these top 10s had 2 or more votes. And then in the whole list, the only other games that had more than 1 vote were Spider-Man 2 and Dave the Diver.
Mm-hmm.
There were a total of 38 games, 38 different games. Yeah, anyway, going on. So Starfield made number 7. Mario Wonder made number 6, joint with 7. All these have 7 points. Starfield, Mario Wonder, Lies of P, and Hogwarts Legacy all have 7 points. Cool. That takes us up to the number 4. Number 3, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Is that for one game? Oh, no. 2? 8 points.
At number 3. Sorry, oh my God, sorry. I've got a header. That's why I'm reading this wrong. Sorry, number 10 was Lethal Company.
What are you talking about? Oh, that was because it was got 5 points, wasn't it?
Sorry, I'm using the side numbering here on my Excel spreadsheet when I've got a header. It's fucked me off.
This guy uses spreadsheets at work all day.
I don't anymore. That's the problem. Lethal Company was number 10. Sorry, Armored Core was number 9. Lethal Company, again, propelled into the top 10 by one person with a vote, Stan the Pan Man. And Williams Pinball just missed out in the top 10. Actually, lots of them just missed out in the top 10. Dyson Sphere, actually, is another one. Hogwarts Legacy was 3rd. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was 2nd with 8 points. And number 1, with 2 people having it as their top game, propels Alan Wake 2 to our Game of the Year 2023. Wow.
Good choice. Oh, I dare say myself.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
All amazing games.
Yes. You should
it's a neat list. It's a neat
check
list.
some of them out, maybe.
I'm going to post that list
into the GOTY.
Into the Game of the Year thing, yeah.
All right, nice one.
Somehow. I don't know how.
Should probably thank everyone for their contributions.
Yes. Okay. Do you guys want to do that and then do our ending bit?
Well, yeah. Huge thanks to everyone who contributed to the Game of the Year discussion. Next week we're probably doing predictions, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
Review of last year's predictions and making some new shit predictions for this year coming.
If anyone's got any predictions themselves, let us know. That'd be
feel
awesome.
free.
Yeah, it's always a good laugh to see how wrong we are.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm looking and fucking around on this spreadsheet when I should be just...
Yeah, focus.
Okay.
Focus.
Sorry, focus towards the end. Okay.
It's been a long show, after all.
It's been a long show. We got thanks in the Twitch chat. Thanks everyone as well for supporting us on Twitch and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. I just resubbed with my Twitch Prime.
Another amazing year. Like I know we're talking about it's gone now, but it's like just flown by. So
yeah, a particularly good year for video games that came out for sure, and we haven't got to all of them by any means. There's a huge game that loads of people have been banging on about. Won awards everywhere. Baldur's Gate 3. I ain't going to play that game. Not my cup of tea at all. Don't know if either of you two are looking at that. in any sort of.
You know what? It's one of those things. I was reading one of my Discords that I spend some time in, load of gamers, and a lot of people were Baldur's Gate 3, Baldur's Gate 3, Baldur's Gate 3, Baldur's Gate 3. And then and I'm just like, oh shit, I should be playing this. Everyone's in everyone's top games, apparently one of the best games ever made, blah, blah, blah. And then luckily, some guy at the bottom just goes, I thought it was a bit shit, to be honest. It's like, oh, good. All right, taking the.
Didn't engage with the fucking like massively complex fucking game mechanics that like.
No.
Yeah, it's a special piece of software for sure.
Not everyone can like everything.
Not my cup of tea.
Right? Not everyone can like everything.
What I have heard is there are some amazing bear sex scenes.
Yeah, I've heard about a lot. I've heard a lot of things about Baldur's Gate 3. I can assure you, as in someone who listens to video game podcasts.
Yeah, but there's a lot of camp activity.
If you're into D&D in real life, I'm not into D&D either, which doesn't help this thing for me. But not a massive RPG fan either, honestly. But if you're into any of those kind of things, Baldur's Gate 3 apparently is fucking brilliant in the way that it tries to replicate a real life, what they call dungeon masters, or games master, or whatever.
Yeah.
Games master.
Games master.
Patrick Moore would be proud of it, apparently.
Yeah, but I'm happy watching. I watch a series of somebody playing Baldur's Gate 3, and I have that on in the background, and just look at what he's doing and go, no, that's not for me. It's a great story, and the stuff that he goes through and does is good to watch, but I just don't have the patience or the inclination to do it. So no, it's but yeah, it is very interesting, that game. It's very big as well. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll be back next week.
We'll be back.
If we can be asked.
Have we got any Twitch lurkers?
So we have Urban Big P, who was a big, obviously, Eliza P fan. Chill Robots. Less Than Jolly Fat Man. Bit of a quiet one in the chat. Thank you all for joining. We know who Less Than Jolly Fat Man is. He's playing video games right now, I think, probably.
That's good.
So I'll do my outro and then we'll sign off, shall we?
Good. I think
we'll still you next week.
Good.
Nice. So, thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us either on email at sealpodcast@gmail.com or join us on a Discord server. A link is pinned on podcast. It's
on Twitch. It's on YouTube. It's on Podbean.
Podbean.
Podbean, YouTube, Twitch. If you do find us on X, there's about 3 people who still interact with us on X.
Yep.
Are we not dead on Twitter yet? We're trying.
I still do postings just for the few people that only interact with us on Twitter.
Fair enough.
Because I haven't forgotten them.
Are we? What's the next one? Aren't we supposed to go to something new?
Blue Sky, but yeah, it's a bit weird.
Truth Social, yeah.
Truth Social. We won't be on Truth Social. I'm pretty sure of
that. That's it. That's the show. Like we've done our Twitch.
We've done it, and we've done enough. We've done enough for you lot.
Oh God. Was it nearly 3 hours now?
A long one. Let's go. It's always a long one.
All right, let's go then. Thanks very much, everyone. We'll catch up with you next week.
See you soon.
Guys.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.